hot in here, hot in here. Oh, got the music playing. Oh no. Okay. It's so hot I had to turn the air on. Okay. Let me get the camera hot. Alright. Hey. I can't see who's in the room. Hold on. I remember that I cannot see because I'm on private. Hey, I use that music from ChatGPT to make music. Well, that's your girl D-Love from the South Side, Inglewood for Life, Chicago, that is. And it's about to cool off real soon. Yes, this is your DJ. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, I need to see. I got a members only chat going. No views. I can't see. Hold on, y'all. Let's figure this out. Let's see. Let's do some editing. Privacy. Private. I did it on private, and this is on members only. Let's see. Okay, it says I am live. I view. Then I'm gonna see view on YouTube. Okay, hold on. Oh, I see myself. Jeez. Not sure why I'm not coming up. How can we move forward? To do members only. Oh my God. Okay, we need to stop this one. It says members only. Members only here. That'll make a difference. I want to make it public. Um, if we save that one, hold on, and make this private. We make that one public, and we make this one members only. I think I get it. I think I get it. I think I get it, y'all. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, I think I did it. I needed to write the directions down on that one. Okay. Okay, I think I did it. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. Hey, made in Texas, how you doing? Glad you can join us, Master G. How we doing today? Let me turn this music down because I can't hear a doggone thing. Hope all is well. Hey, Cheryl Day. Hey, Cheryl, is this? I'm trying to figure. Is it members only? And listen, I wouldn't say I'm the smartest cookie in a cookie jar when it comes to. I'm like, is this? See, I'm trying to figure, is this public or is it private chat? Hello to my Cheryl Day. How you doing? Oh, it says members only. I appreciate each and every one of you all for coming on in here. Okay. Oh, she said, yes, I get to watch and listen while I cook. Hey, what we having for dinner today? Listen, I'm gonna let some more people come in here and see if I can find the chat, find it on television. Yes, I like I had said. Dang. Oh, I can see the chat on here. Is this? Hey, Master G. Yeah, okay. Oh, you did? Yay. That goddamn coffee. Like, when you gonna do it? When you gonna go live? I said, I'm going live today. I had to go run errands today and I was wore out. I appreciate you, Cheryl Day and Master G and Made in Texas for joining the members only chat where we can be free and whatever happens here stays here. That's what I'm saying. And I don't want people to have any fear to be able to say what's on their mind. I know that there's a lot going on, and I don't want anyone to have any. Let's see, is this? I can't tell. Is this? Oh God, is it? I'm trying to see. Is this is a private chat? Can you tell us a private chat? Members only. That's what I said. Some pain. Okay, well, I'm glad you showed up. Let me tell you. Some things that Coffee wanted to get off his chest. Some pint made yesterday. Okay, getting ready for it to fry a couple of pork chop. I have to figure out the members chat. You and I both. Oh, made in Texas. She said she can't stay long. She got to go weed eat. Got to my yard while the temperature is getting cooler. Oh, it's getting hotter here. Yes, it is. It is getting hotter. I certainly subscribe, but not a member. Oh, I must snuck on it. So this is not members only. That's the problem then. Thank you for Status Quo for letting me know. Because I was trying to figure out why they don't have this many people in the chat. And it's supposed to be members only. And I'm not sure why the video is not. Hold on. We got to figure this out. Girl. Oh, pinto beans and these phones. Oh, okay. I was like, pint. Okay. I never heard of that before. I got to try that one day. And as you can see from the video, the topic question is, how can we move forward at this point? I was unfortunate I wasn't able to go out there with Amir and Ramona and Beth. Um, but I was there in spirit. Yeah, rolling on the floor. I was like, she's saying what? Okay, girl. Oh, we was able to do it. And it does says public. Let me just see this real quick. And listen, to be honest, I ain't against nobody, but right is right, wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they doing too much. Everybody's doing too much. Too much. And we got 18 views and 1 like. Oh. Cheryl, you still in the room? I can't figure this out to save my life. I did it one day. Hello, can anybody hear me? Let's see. Can you? Ay, Dios mío. Okay, so I'm down to 1 person. Okay, so we have to figure out, because this really supposed to be a members only chat. And yeah. Okay. Oh, that was me. Oh, so when I went back to public, I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna have to work on this again. I'm gonna have to work on the test. Because I got to have something for my members. Right? Because that was a shame. I had 17 people in this room and only 1 like. I'm kicking everybody out. But I'm going to get there. Don't worry. I'm going to figure this out. I did it the first time. I can do it again. Whoa. And we got to say prayers up to Malcolm Jamal Warner. You know, that lets you know that life is short. Life is short. So make sure you treat everybody right. And I just want to say hello to my members. And members, please just bear with me. I'm going to get the members only chat together. And next time I got to write the steps down. And I want to say hello to the subscribers. I appreciate you subscribing, as it is always a pleasure for you to come in here and have a seat at the table. Also, I'd like to say hello to the people in the bushes. You know, what would this life be without the people in the bushes? Yes, indeed. So again, condolences to the family of Michael Jamal Warner. This should really make an eye-awakening experience for some of you all who's sitting up in here fighting, arguing, and talking about each other. But it's the internet. Oh, no, and listen. I got 5 people in this room. 1 person done hit the like button. I'm disappointed. Listen. 5 times 5 is 25. That's right. You keep on doing it until you get it right. I know that's right, status quo. And I saw your message. Like you not what did she say? I'm not against no one. I don't. You don't have to pick a side. Listen, at the end of the day, a lot of people are just spectators, right? And unless you really live here, then it means something to you. Like everybody want to live in a have just a basic needs: water, shelter, and a bathroom. Let's get these likes buttons up. I always hit the like button. I appreciate sure. Sure, you probably the only one. You the probably maybe I need a. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Sure. What the world? I know you do, sure, and I appreciate you to the utmost. So it's time to move on because again, it's just a season. You know what I'm saying? And the next season is gonna be somebody else going through another city, another state. That's what we want to hear about. Yeah. I'm trying to. Man, I hate that I didn't do it the right way, but I'm gonna take time tomorrow and figure this out. Yes. Oh, my phone is still on. I see what's happening, girl. I see what's happening. Yeah, I see. Oh, listen, you crossed the wrong person. You liable to be on internet. Somebody made a whole video about you on the internet. So be careful what you say if you don't want to be in the mix, as they say. Okay, let's see. Oh, thank you. It's okay. It's 7 people in the room. It kind of. I appreciate all who have hit that button, smash that button, get us into the algorithm. Let's. So, question. Anybody, if you like, explain how do we move forward at this moment? What are your thoughts about moving forward? Yeah, what are your thoughts? I mean, I know it's kind of it's unfortunate, but like I think that people should just like you shouldn't be forced to pick a side. No, but I don't think you should pour cream on coffee and make things worse. That's what I say at the end of the day. Look like my computer is stalling out. But yes, and we need to move on to more news. I saw that Ryan went live today at a news conference at Markham Courthouse. What in the world could they made a whole video about you about? Oh, they ain't nobody made no video about me, honey. I don't be going to I go maybe 1 or 2 channels into the YouTube algorithm with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, a whole video about who? I ain't. You gonna have to. Hey, eyes open. Hey, status quo. Nah, listen. Sometimes it's best just to keep your eyes open. Then you can see what's going on, girl. Okay, I missed something. That's why we have members only conversation. Oh. Hey, Kara, how you doing? How you doing? I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see the grown and sexy, mature people here today. Just because you over 40, 30, 20, don't mean you're grown. But being with people with like-minded, with maturity, experience, and let's move on. Let's talk about things that really matters. Hey, Miss Madong, how you doing? Oh, I seen your walk video. It was so cool. Listen, that walk. So I'm shaking the table. That video. I mean, that walk. I said I got to do another. I gotta do another walk tour because that walk tour. No offense to them, they were great, and this for the Pullman. The lady, her organization who was doing a walk tour was the laborers. I want to say labor unions. So they mostly talk about the labor and not the architect or the history of certain things. So again, it was cool. It was nice, but I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna find one this weekend and see if I can find another one. She, I just said it's much better since I found my glasses. Where you find it at? In your patio? Hey, I got to meet Cheryl. It was so nice to meet her, and I met her daughter. Beautiful people, beautiful. I enjoy seeing you all. Oh, okay. I missed some. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, oh, Carol, that's right. Keep your eyes open. Oh, in your bed. Oh, I'm glad you appreciate the walk videos. Listen, I wouldn't be walking around if it wasn't a tour. I'm not going for a walk in Chicago like that. But in the Beverly area, they have, but I think that's in June, where they have tours, walking tours in Beverly. But I'm gonna look for another one. No rewards for directness in those streets. Mm-mm. It's my business. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Status quo sending out the shout outs. Yeah, me and my daughter was looking at it. Oh, I'm so glad that you and your daughter enjoyed it. Enjoyed the video. And what's it called? Being adventurous in the Chicagoland era, because it really, really have a lot of things to offer. And there's a lot of places that be like, man, this is a different vibe. Now I need to get the courage to go take the metro down to High Park. I love High Park. Hey, Crook County, how you doing? Love, hugs and kisses, and to your daughter and your son also. Listen, we still playing bingo, so I don't know if you know that we still playing bingo. I had to take a mental break. But yeah, I love High Park. Oh, my JJ and Mimi. I love me some JJ and Mimi. Yes. Tell them I said hello and a big hug, and tell them enjoy the summer because school is coming back. So we're gonna play. We definitely got to play bingo before they get back to school. Yes. They just asked there early. Yeah. Oh, they just asked. They're ready. Are they ready? Okay. We hey, listen. Game night. We can make it Friday night. We can do bingo Friday night. And let me see when coffee. But so far it's gonna be Friday. But wait for coffee because he be wanting to play and he be and he said I like when somebody can come up and call the number so I can play too. That's what I want to play bingo. But yes, give them Mimi and JJ. Hey y'all, Friday night, date night. But yes, I want to be able to, I want to, a lot of people's going to Hyde Park. Now, hey, Prima Donna, how you doing? Hope all is well. And hello to you and your husband. And that's another beautiful couple. Listen, it's beautiful people out here. We all ain't going berserk. But anyway, so I like Hyde Park. So we definitely got to do a walking tour in Hyde Park. I just need to take the train. I'm not sure if I want to. I know Chicago, downtown Chicago. Do you know the one place I want to take y'all to? I want to take y'all. Is it still called the Sears Tower or the Willis Building? I think that's John Hancock. So we're going to go to the Sears Tower. Now I don't like heights, so I've been I like to keep my feet on the ground as best as possible. Also, and I still had to go to that restaurant. Listen, there's still a lot to do out in these streets, y'all. But I be trying to, life is life. And so, but yeah, so that's where We have some things to do, and that's my prima donna. And the question of the night is, how can we move forward? And we're just having a roundtable conversation, and that's all we just want to have around. And you never know by having this conversation who or what may hear and say, okay, okay, I hear you. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to yell and cuss each other out just to get the message across. Hey, H, how you doing? Glad you can make it. You got to visit my buddy, the High Park Eric at the Silver Room. I think I've been to, oh, sorry, I'm loud. I think I've been to the Silver Room. I've been to the Silver Room. Thank you. I'm number one. Hit the like button. Thank you, Wyoming girl. How you doing? How you doing? The Silver Room. It's on the main street, and it's I thought it was a restaurant, but it used to be a record store or something, and now they sell stuff inside like Chicago paraphernalia. I guess that's what you would call it. Thank you for hitting that like button. If you walked in this room, please hit that like button, and I appreciate it. And if you haven't, hit the share button. And if you haven't, joined the membership. Because this was supposed to be a members only conversation tonight. Regular ones was supposed to be tomorrow, but we having it tonight, and it's okay. We are here for it. We are here to make a change and just be positive. You know what I'm saying? I like to shout out to my grandfather who is in the who's still out here and kicking it. He's 104 years old. And my aunt and my uncles and my sister, my family, they be bush. I say hello to you all too. They not bush. I can tell you that. I'm sorry, Cheryl. What you say, Cheryl? My sister took me to the Sears Tower when she was going to Northwestern College. Nice, she went to Northwestern. But I told her she had to get in Lake Michigan with me. I have never been in the Lake Michigan water. Not ever. We need to listen to understand instead of responding. Ooh. What do they call that? They call that you have to learn active listening skills. And you have to listen without responding or something like that. But it's called active listening skills. That is true. You don't have to respond. Yes. He also hosts the block party there every summer. I think they used to, because I think we went there last year when my sister came to town. It was last year, the year before. And I asked them, so yeah, and she told me they host the block party, the summer block parties. You right. Oh yeah, Crook County. Yep. I went to the Silver Room. I did go to the Silver Room. And I bought something. And I can't remember what I bought, but I did go. Yes, thank you, Carol. Yeah, he 104. And I hope he make it to 105. And he love the women. He might be listening. My aunt might let him hear this, but he love the women. He's still looking for another wife, even though he want to go see his wife. So, but yes, just to our knees. Oh, just to your knees. Oh, I don't know. They say that Lake Michigan water is dirty, so I've never even. Being self-aware is a partial explanation. Well, what's the full explanation? Hey, Sandra, I ain't seen you in but a minute, child. Hey, Miss Crooklyn, how you doing? I hope all is well. I hope you're staying nice and cool where you are at. There was an issue with funding or something this year. Okay. You're right. And listen, I tell anybody, if you go to, I love going to Hyde Park. And every time I go there, I be like, listen, I want to move over here. But nah, stay where I'm at. Hey, there goes Sandra. I haven't seen her in a long time. Hope all is well with you and your family. Oh, that's what keeping him young. Yep. Hilarious. I agree with Prima Donna. Nobody wants anyone talk over them. Everyone's point of view is equally important. I agree. I agree, Miss Malone. And we don't have to go we can all talk, but we can't all sing together, right? And we have to use our own, think, you know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, everybody that I see are grown as ever. And that's what we want to move as grown-ups. Um, when I see things that are happening with younger people, I be like, we can't as adults criticize younger people if we have not censored ourselves. So when they see what we're doing, they say, "Oh, it's okay." So we have to take responsibility. Now I always say it to myself is, "Hey, Coffee, you late as always." And Coffee, this is not a members only. I couldn't figure out to do the members only today, but I'm gonna keep trying tomorrow and try to get it. I don't have much to do tomorrow, so it'll be a good time for me to figure this out. Cause don't forget we're doing game bingo on Friday. I just confirmed it with Crooklyn and Mimi and JJ. Bingo is on Friday, no matter what. But I always said that you replied back hours later. So if it's your, oh no, listen, Coffee. I had to take a nap when I got home. Hate to tell you, I was tired. I was tired. Do you mean activities where everyone can show up and participate in groups and not critique? Yes. Yes. Well, not only critique, it's like just that we're able to have a regular conversation. I remember I always talk about stuff from when I was back and when. I used to date this guy. What I enjoy the most is we used to sit and read a book and just had conversation. Like it was like grown up, having a mature relationship. And that's what we should have with each other. It shouldn't be that we fighting with each other. You know what I'm saying? We should not. And also I want to say is that for I say I would say I believe, and in my humble opinion, my generation ruined the next generation because when we started having kids, we said, "Oh no, we're not going to treat our kids like our mother treated us or our parents treated us. Oh, they were so tough." And so when we had kids, and not all, because I know some like my daughter, she was strict on her son, but I probably wasn't as I was a little strict on my kids, but at a certain point I was like, it's a wrap. But I thank God that in between it was family, eh, uh co-parenting, and just to have the balance. So I didn't have so they didn't really see a lot of arguing, screaming, and fighting. You know what I'm saying? And we had church. And we was always into church. Now they claim they ain't never going back. But some of them ain't even thinking about going to church. Now they do believe in God or a higher being, but church is not one of uh, their things they trying to do at this moment. And I respect that also. But what I'm saying is that we have to show. In order for the next generation to do better, we have to show better. And a lot of these people, no shade to anybody in this. Listen, half of us are the younger people grandparents. I was like, dang, but that is true. What would be your legacy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me go scroll on down. Um, okay. Curriculum, there was an issue. Okay. Hello. I appreciate. I agree. Everyone's point of view is equally important. Yes, you have value. He was my first sponsor. Really? Gone Crooklyn? He originally had his brick and mortar in Wicker Party. It was my first sponsor. I still DJ some of his events. Well, I didn't know you was a DJ, Crooklyn. Go on with your bad self. Speaking your mind is the other part. Yeah, but you gotta when you speak your mind, you gotta be respectful so people can to bring the same energy back. That's what I said. Our park is too crowded. It is crowded. But I like that. I like going somewhere where I have gives you a different energy. I'm relating to being affecting others' part, not total incomplete. Go on, status quo. Love me some status quo. Oh, there go my coffee. Oh, let me drop the link. I don't know what coffee at, but I'm gonna drop the link. Okay. Anyone want to hit that link? Hit it. Also, do more activities where everyone can show up and participate in groups and not cliques. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But you know what? Hey, everyone, prima donna dearest. You know, for Harvey is very important because that election is coming up and it's going to be, I don't know what's going to happen in this election. Let me tell you. I don't know what's going to happen. We need to use discernment when selecting who we follow or listen to. That point. That's like with churches. You don't just go to anybody's pastor. It's like this girl, she's heavily into church. I grew up with. Well, I used to work with, and she said to me, "You can't let everybody lay hands on you. So you got to be careful who you allow to speak into your spirit." And listen, I'm not no that kind of person. I'm just saying, I just like to, I move quietly and I move alone. And not with their regular cliques, folks that they hang with. Yeah. And you know, the funny thing about it is, we have to go back to our own experiences is that my son used to have all these friends. And I said to him once he graduated, I said, when you leave, hey, Curtis, how you doing? Glad you can join us. I won't be at Thornton Township meeting tomorrow, but I hope everything goes well tomorrow. I said, at some point in your life, you're going to have to separate from the people you went to school with, and you got to go out here and make your own life. Like everybody can be following everybody. Hey, Coffee, how you doing, Mr. Coffee Lord? You was Coffee God yesterday and Coffee Lord today.
I'll switch them up.
I like that.
Thank
they
you.
Don't know who's coming.
How are you today, Miss Diana?
I am fine. Can't complain.
That's wonderful. How was your weekend?
I don't know. I don't remember the weekend.
Must have been an exciting weekend.
And listen, after a while, as you get older, it's like birthdays. It just go from one day to the next day. You don't even think about the day. As long as you got that day off.
It's like poof.
Yeah. But I was glad, I did have a good weekend going to the Pullman Festival and going back to the walking tour. And I'm definitely going to do more of that. And I really appreciate the exercise doing that. And to be honest, we need to have more, I would say walking tours here, but we got, yeah. Mm-hmm. So how's your weekend? Glad to see you made it back from Minnesota.
Yeah, it was okay. I wouldn't go back to Minnesota. Minnesota is like
it's boring.
You say you like the Minnesota. To me, I don't.
No. No. Coffee. I didn't say I like Minnesota. I said I love the Embassy Suite.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My apologies. Okay. But
that was the best part of the trip.
Okay, there was nothing there. Okay, first of all, let me speak to everybody in the chat. Hello, everybody.
Uh-huh.
But to Minnesota. So Minneapolis don't have anything that I would prefer to go back to. Like the food was horrible. Like we couldn't find no good restaurants. But the only reason why
Uh,
we went, my niece, it was her birthday, and she wanted to go to Mall
Happy
of America.
birthday. Yeah, I went to Mall America too. I was disappointed with Mall America, but go ahead.
Very, very disappointing. I mean, it was. They had some little okay thingies in there for children, but
Mm.
I wouldn't want to go back. Like, oh, that's a mall I want to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like I said, we couldn't find no good restaurants. It was like it was the whole thing. It was just like it was a good adventure because I was with my family. I'm a family.
Yeah.
I love my family, but Minneapolis would not be seeing me again.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Unless I would probably go back for a football game, but uh, we didn't eat. Did we eat anywhere? I don't even think. Did we go downtown? I don't even think we went downtown. We went to the Mall of America. Oh no, no, no! Hold on, Coffee. You went to Minnesota and you didn't go see George Ford. Was it George Floyd? That was good.
Was it in Minneapolis?
It was in Minneapolis. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go past. I didn't go out of Bloomington. I don't think.
Oh.
No, because Bloomington is really where Mall of America is at. So I don't think I went outside of. I don't think I went to like. I didn't visit Minneapolis downtown or anything like that. So it was just like we was in that one area.
Oh. Oh, okay. So I don't know. Wherever Embassy Suite was, and our hotel was up high, so you could see downtown Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? And you could, and over there you could see St. Paul.
Oh, okay.
But yes, you didn't go see George Floyd.
I didn't. That's why I say it was like basically we was only there because it was like my niece wanted to go to Mall of America, so we went Mall of America Saturday because we got there like Saturday evening. So we went there for a couple of hours Saturday, and then Sunday we got up and went out to breakfast, and then we went back to the Mall of America, and they was in there for a while. So it was like we didn't really have too much. I mean, have time to do a lot.
Okay, listen. When I was at Mall of America, I said, I done walked enough. I done seen enough stores. I saw the museum, the little amusement park. I was like, I'm done.
Oh, I was tired by 3:00, but they just insisted on keep on going, and I'm just like, you know what? Okay, but I just kept sitting down with the baby, and I was like, yeah, it was just I let them because I ain't want to, upset my niece, so I was like, you know what, y'all just have fun, and I'm just be back in the cut.
Hey, Miss Ramona. Okay, Carol said, "Hey, Coffee."
Hey, Miss Carol.
Yes, and Prima Donna, I love you back, Miss. I love me some Prima Donna. If you ever meet Prima Donna in person, you gonna be like, "Oh my God, I love you."
I know, and it's crazy because she live right over a town over from me.
Mm-hmm.
No, and you do too. And we and you saw DWC before you seen me.
Well, that's on you. That's on you, bro. That's on you. Isn't that what they say, bro?
You was supposed to see my come back and see my garden like weeks ago, and you was supposed.
Oh yeah, well just let me know. You know how to get in contact with me.
Mm-hmm. You know, you answer your emails like 6 hours later.
No, and listen, when it's nap time, look, I still feel I gotta take some B12, B6, try to get my energy back up. But yeah, I'm doing better. Coffee. Mm-hmm. FYI, so I don't know if you work this weekend, but we having game night Friday. Is that a confirmation?
Are we going to have game night Friday?
Yes. Are you available for game night?
Yes.
Friday. Is it Friday or Saturday?
I'm actually off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, because Crooklyn is confirming because JJ and Mimi will be joining us. So we got to make sure we have game night on Friday.
We do. That's why I say you got to stay consistent, D-Love.
Listen, real life be happening sometimes, and you can't control. I be like, I can't deal with the YouTube, and if I got some real life happening in my life.
I
But I
understand.
try my best.
Yes, I definitely understand.
Yeah, life be happening for real,
It,
for real.
it's happening now.
These stuff I don't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's my girl. Hey, I don't know if y'all saw it, but I don't know if she want me to say that or not. But nah, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna put her out like that. Oh, I want to visit the Mall of America. You can just go to your local mall in your community that's closing, and you would have been at the Mall of America.
That part.
That part.
You ain't missed nothing. I
You
thought
are.
it was gonna be fun.
Mm-mm.
I didn't have fun.
No, I don't even think we stayed there a whole 2 hours.
Oh, y'all good. We stayed there for at least. I think Sunday we was there from like 8 or 9 hours. It was like a work day for me. I was like, oh no.
I definitely would not done that mall. And you know, the older you get, you ain't trying to be in no mall all day. Heck, you know, if I ain't got what I need by now, I don't need it. Miss Carol wants to know, what are you growing in your garden?
Who I? Oh, in my garden. So, Miss Carol, I got all types of things out there. I got coleuses, hostas, lilies. Um,
You know what you can do? Sorry, I had to drink some water.
what's that?
You can take a picture. You ain't got to show the whole yard or anything, so people can, and you can send it to me, and I just so we can see your plants, and you don't have to show the whole.
Or
So
you
you
can just,
can.
or D Love can ride back and do, like a when she do a little
No, I'm not gonna drive by and
road trip.
record. I will turn the camera. I want nobody to know where you live. Mm-mm. But yeah, we got to get your before the summer is over, coffee, because I know you got a beautiful yard.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do.
Yes, hey, Gardis is in the building. Say hello to Gardis.
Hey, Mr. Gardish.
Status quo. Amazon has unalived the malls, definitely. And I just took some stuff back to the Kohl's today. The return for
Amazon.
Amazon. I thought they had closed it after the Pow Powing. Oh, there was a Pow Pow at Mall of America. So coffee.
Mhm.
The name of this. Okay, so I wasn't able to do the members only because I couldn't figure it out again. But again, I'm going to work on it. So I just want you to know that, especially, you all pay your membership and it should be members only. And I couldn't do it this time, but I will get it right.
Oh no, it's okay because then it would have blocked a lot of people, some people out that we talked
But
to.
some things we can't just talk over this internet so freely. And our good homegirl Carol Day just subscribed to the members only. So I have to start doing more members only to have private conversations that we don't necessarily want to be going back and forth and being splattered on the internet. With grown folks just want to have grown folks conversations.
That part.
In that part. So I'm working on it because some things you don't know, you might not talk about. So I don't want you to talk about it on here.
You're right, because allegedly people is going to the police officers, getting restraining orders on people and things. Why do they do that at? Like, it's something. No, come on now, it's not that serious.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's not that serious. Ask that person if that's not that serious. If you was on the other end and you felt a certain kind of way, you probably would have done the same thing.
So here's the thing. Okay, so my thing is, if I was a YouTube commentator and I had my own platform going on, there is no way in life I would be sitting up on my platform lying. First of all, telling people that I have something that's deadly to every, you know what I'm saying, that's one of the most deadliest things on earth, and who wants to suffer from something like that? I would not dare sit up here and lie when
listen. That's a warning. That's a warning shot. If somebody can come and paintball your house, would you be okay with that? Let me tell you, if you on this internet, you have the right to your own privacy. You have the choice to show your face, not show your face. But no one, there's boundaries to this. That's how the people in Vegas, they had a back and forth, and one of the YouTubers unalived the other YouTuber.
Right, I heard about that.
Yeah,
But
see, ain't no buts. You don't know what people are capable of. That's why you maintain your privacy.
you you ain't hear what I was saying though,
I'm
because
sorry.
you cut me off. I said that if I'm on the internet lying about things,
Hey,
a
listen,
lot.
don't say hey, coffee.
Well,
That's why I need to have
okay,
private conversation
okay,
with
so
you.
okay, majority of these people are lying. These content creators are lying. So I'm gonna just put it out there. So if you have no respect for yourself to sit up here and tell the truth, then I don't feel
Hey,
sympathy for you.
coffee.
You're not being
Well, you
honest.
to me, coffee don't have a clue what he's talking about. Cause I'm like, coffee,
What?
you can't. This ain't this channel because the way you were. We have the right to say what we want to say, but we need certain things. We can't have like honest conversation on this platform like this because everybody's not going to respect what you have to say, and I don't want any backlash on this conversation. That's why I was trying to make it private, and then we can debate the issue. Um, so that's all I'm saying. It's
Oh,
like
but
I
right,
know.
but I'm only speaking my opinion. This is my opinion. If
Yeah.
I was a content creator. Did you asked me? I said if I was a content creator, I would not sit up here and lie to my followers who following my content. I would just be honest. I don't like I just don't feel sympathy for people who sit there and just
Okay, you
lie.
don't see. Oh, I get it, coffee, but we can agree to disagree, and that's everybody has their own personal agenda. And for this channel, it's really about trying to be fairness, but
Okay,
moving forward. I just want to
okay.
move forward because
She does.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm not trying to be a part of the drama and the bullying. Hey, Foxy to Roxy, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's got to stop somewhere, and
Right.
everybody wants to speak there. You speak many true coffee, and listen, everybody. That's what I'm saying. It's
Okay,
a
so
division.
okay,
I don't
people
want to
want
be
to keep
part of it.
okay. You know what? I'm just gonna leave this conversation alone because honestly, like I said, it was my opinion, and you
Hmm.
asked me for my opinion. I gave my opinion. I'm not. We're not sitting up here talking about anybody. D Love. It's just we're talking about what's going on with the truth about what these content creators are spewing out of
And
their mouths.
I understand and I respect that, but you also don't see like it's going too far. All of this has
Right.
gone too far. It's gone too far. We're adults. You
You're
have the
right, prima
right
donna.
to
Okay,
say
you're right.
you
So
you
this what
have the right to say what you want to say, but it's going too far. We have seen people. What was that noise? Shit. We have seen people become unalive because somebody had a comment or their opinion. Like every conversation has a place.
right in my
And
opinion.
that's why
Oh
I
no.
told you that we was gonna have a private conversation.
Right, I understand. Okay, so my opinion was just if
Who
you
are these people gonna come up? Go ahead.
my opinion was just that if you're gonna be a
Uh,
content creator, just spend always if you're gonna have
are you
followers.
still gonna
That's it. I'm
Okay. Okay. And again, I don't want nothing coming to you. I don't want nothing coming to me. Hello, Foxy to Roxy. And if you haven't, please join the Foxy
Hey
to
Fox,
Roxy.
you're right. We just gonna stay out of this. I don't got nothing
This
else to
ain't
say
it.
about it. Right. We gonna keep it like we always do. We're gonna keep it
Oh,
you know honest and very respectful on this
hey
platform.
there. You can even say, dang. We need to I need to ban somebody. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like here, this the chill station.
Right.
And if you want to have those kind of conversation that, we can really just have an honest conversation where it's not being splattered over the internet, we can do that. It's not like I'm trying to have the conversation, but I'm trying to give you the
No.
space so you can, no,
Right.
so you can be able to speak your truth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of backlash. We're not trying to be part of the backlash. We're trying to be a part of the solution.
Solution. You're right.
Yes. Again, I live here. I live here every day. You live in a nice suburb over there. I don't live over there. I live over here.
We
No,
stay
you
right
live in a
across the
nice
street from each
suburb.
other. If you okay,
And you know I
if
was
you
about to call
cross the
you
street,
okay. You
if you cross the street, you in South Holland.
Coffee. Coffee lives on. Let me say, Coffee lives in a nice suburb. It may be right down the street, but Coffee lives in a nice suburb, and he needs to stop playing with me.
Okay.
This is hard. Y'all. Hey, Saint,
Hey,
you
Saint.
listen. Coffee lives in a suburb, and even
Oh,
though we're probably walking distance, maybe, but that's a stretch. In his community, they have a clear sign. It says, what's it? Family. It's a family community. They got a whole sign there, and you know what they have in coffee community? You know what they have? They have no liquor stores and no physical liquor stores
we
in
don't.
where coffee lives.
We don't.
So we live in a we even though we live near each other, we live in a different world. And
Okay, so
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right. So I just feel like everybody should get along. We all should get along. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all should be getting along. And because a lot of people, it's we don't know what can happen tomorrow. All
Yes.
get along. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God. Okay. Hey, yeah, this right here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have to treat you special, coffee, because I know where your mouth would take us to. I ain't got time for all that. What's that backlash of this? We living in Harvey. It's excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Living in Harvey could be a struggle sometimes. And I'm just saying that because you don't know what. I was just going to tell you, I live like you're in Riverdale, right? Yeah, coffee is high class. Thank you, Miss Natasha. That's what the word is. Okay, so in Riverdale, and I know you're going to know this area is on 138th and Atlantic this
Oh yes.
afternoon. Do you know what happened at 4:30 today?
I
A pow pow in Riverdale leaves 3 injured. And you know what I'm saying?
yes, you right. I just heard about that.
Yeah, I agree with Foxy to Roxy. We have enough issues in the world. We need to figure out how to live in harmony. That's the only way to move forward. We can't keep holding people. We need to move forward. Keep Price.
So we don't
Okay.
we don't know we don't know about Jed or Key Price. So we don't.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about them. I
Right.
don't
So we
live.
don't leave that out.
Listen, I have no clue about these people. I live in the I don't it's not the trenches. I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's right down the street. It's three pows. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
go on. Let's go to coffee house. Let me tell you, he got the nice yard. The folks wave at each other. That ain't over here. And that's kind of what you really want across the board in all these communities, right? We want to be I guess a kumbaya moment, but we all got to come together like we did for Dalton.
Dalton,
You know what I'm
correct.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had nobody. Well, they were some people who had different on ping pong. One sat on this table, one on that table, but it wasn't chaos. It seems to me and this is my thought, and again, we can have our private conversations, but Dalton was treated like Dalton, like you would treat South Holland. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't bring the mess over there. Y'all didn't bring the drama over there. It may have been a little drama, but it wasn't too chaotic, right? But then
Right.
you have Harvey. Harvey, they're like, oh, Harvey ghetto, Harvey's this, it's poor and all this. So we gonna be really good and ghetto over here. It's okay to let loose. Like have that across the board. Yeah, they go into our neighborhoods to get their liquor. That's a true fact now. Does the Jewel sell liquor, coffee?
I don't know about the liquor, but I have seen what they call it. When we drink the little what's they call it? The drink that's not like champagne and stuff like that. I know they sell that.
Sparkling. alcohol or
Yeah,
something like that?
all that stuff. Mm,
Okay.
I don't know about the
Next
liquor
time I
part.
go over there, Imma go look, 'cause I don't be when I go to the Jew when I listen, when I go to the Jewels in
Mm.
his neck of the woods, I know not to go be looking for the liquor part over
Oh, you
there.
definitely know that.
But when I go to Homewood, I'm going to go look at the liquor department. You know what I'm saying? No one is better than anyone else. We have flaws and don't want to face them. That's a true fact.
Then yes,
That's a
fine.
true fact.
That's true.
That's the truth. And really that's what we really need to take that statement right there to move forward to growth. You know what I'm saying? Accept each other's flaws. Nobody's perfect. You might not like what some said, but everybody got flaws. You may have flaws. I don't know if coffee has flaws, but
No, we all have flaws.
we all fall short of his grace, like they say. Like, be careful of the folks we preachers. I don't know the Bible, so I'm just saying I just remember that one. But yeah, and so that's really the question of the day is how can we move forward? And I'm not picking fingers. I don't want to point fingers anymore. I want to okay, this is what happened. We acknowledged that earlier this week or last week. This is what happened. Now the next part is moving forward. How do we move forward?
How do we move forward? Basically, by coming together and trying to get rid of the bad apples that's ruining it for everybody else. Hey, Miss Regina. Champion custom to say everyone meet at St. Patrick's and have a conversation. That would be. What do you think about that?
Listen, they can't even meet at the. Who was it? Well, I don't care. Let's do not. Let's keep it open ended. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't see that being a. Because a lot of people don't live here in the Southlands, right?
Correct.
So, really, in order for it to and we're just gonna just keep it general. We're not pointing fingers at anyone. The content creators can change the narrative and push a different agenda if they had the power. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But no matter what happens, everybody's gonna be on whoever. I already seen ain't nobody coming. I'm not gonna say they're not coming together. This is the season. This is a season when, if and when, let's pray to God. When I know that's right, prima donna. I know that's right.
I was laughing at her too.
I saw that. I was like, she is hilarious. She ain't lying.
Is that?
What was I gonna say? Yeah. We all can do better one person at a time. Kumbaya. Not this. I just feel like I'm too old to be in the drama. And I've seen enough in my life that I have no desire to want to be involved in the drama. Now I'm for change.
Yes.
But I'm not for pointing fingers. Smoke blowing overhead. Listen, this ring camera keep giving me. There's a whole lot going on over here, y'all. Ring camera's going nuts.
So Ms. Foxy said, my suggestion is to acknowledge the problem and talk about the solution. Talk and not argue about the solution. We are all adults.
Well,
So you know what I can say that sometimes we as adults we do kind of lash out instead of listening to understand. We don't listen to understand. We kind of lash out instead of listening to understand the situation. So
that is called active listening.
Right, but we don't. Okay.
It's active. That's what they call active listening. That we're supposed to listen and not trying to come with an answer. Just listen to understand.
Right, there you go. We need to listen to understand instead of lashing out at one another. Instead of okay, say for instance, me and you, Diana, we arguing. But the thing is, like, what we constantly arguing, but we're not trying to understand each other. So we have to basically calm down and understand each other, listen to each other, and why. And like instead of us arguing to each other, let's listen to each
Mm-hmm.
other. Let's get an
Mm-hmm.
understanding.
I agree, Carol. Name calling's got to stop. Yeah, I like the statement that Foxy to Roxy did say. Wrote down the name calling because you know, and they said women, black women, period, we the least protected, and we the first one to get attacked. Why St. Patrick? Meet at the park where it can hold everyone, but the people need to check their attitudes. That's a true fact. I I agree. Mm, I remember she told me that. Foxy said, me and my husband, before he passed, we used to agree to disagree and move on to the next subject. Facts. 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 And I totally agree with you. Tell me, oh, where did coffee go again?
I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here.
okay. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
looking at the comments.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I don't mean, I'm not trying to be mean, coffee, but I really want to move forward and
Right.
see. And my whole thing is, I know who and what you're talking about, but I see this person all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like, I ain't no on that kind of time.
That's and you're right. I understand. So that's why I say I'm going to. And then I, like you said, I don't. We don't want to bring no drama into our circle over here. So
Yes.
we're gonna leave all that outside because that ain't
At
got
the
nothing to
door.
do with us.
Yeah, they got nothing to do with us.
Right, that ain't got nothing to do with us. So we're gonna leave that alone, and we're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
our circle over here. And this, so we're gonna all that with these the people that let's change the subject, and we're gonna move forward with living our best life.
Yes, but
I
today's
saw your
topic is
title. That's
because
why
it's very. Uh,
I seen your title. That's why. I said.
oh yeah, how can we move forward? Yeah, and that's what I say. Today's how can we move forward? Like really have really grown up conversation. Everyone's not going to agree, but we have to acknowledge each other's suggestion and think about it before we respond. Oh, drop the mic on Foxy 2 Rocket. She done said it right there. If she ain't said nothing today, we got to think about it before responding. Like, because we have a lot of internet keyboarders. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to be on behind a keyboard and just type. But people are really living here. People are really, and to be honest, I was trying to figure this out, but I don't know. I want to say I do and I don't. Like, the people. Oh, hold on. I need to take this call real quick. Can you hold on? Can you maintain for me, brother?
Of course, I definitely got you. But how's everybody's Monday evening? Well, Monday night now. And is everybody ready for game night? I'm ready for game night. Do anybody got any suggestions on what games we can play besides bingo? Although I love bingo, but we need to come up with some more games that we can all play. And hopefully everybody come back and join us Friday night for game night. Ramona said we lose respect for other people's feelings. Sometimes we do. And we need to be considerate of everybody's feelings. Everybody's feelings need to be considerate. Miss Regina said, I'm good, just trying to play catch up on this live. How was everybody's weekend, though? How was your weekend, Miss Regina, Prima Donna, Cheryl, Foxy, Carol, Status, Ramona? It's a lot of us on here. Champion. That part, Cheryl. I'm with you on that. Say it again. Those that don't live in those towns and states need to do content on where they live. Correct. Oh, Miss Regina got a sunburn. Did you go out? Did you go out of town or did you stay? in town and just went to the lake or something. I
Hey, it's
wasn't
been hot
there.
here.
Oh, I see. Where I was at, it was like 70s.
Oh, nice. But it gets cold in Minnesota, so I can see
Yes,
that.
yes, it definitely do.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, my weekend was great and can't complain. It won't help by complaining. She got that right.
That yes,
Yeah. But I love me some coffee. Don't ever think I don't coffee.
I definitely don't ever think that.
I drop a link if you want to join coffee. For some coffee. Hey, coffee, you never answer my question.
Yeah, it's what was your question? Yeah, somebody come up and come live with us. What Foxy, Miss Regina, Prima Donna, somebody come on and talk to us. And what was your question? I'm sorry, D Love.
I had asked you for the last couple of days. I
Uh-huh.
said, coffee, are you related to a he wasn't to Lord, it was me, Tuskegee Airmen. I don't know, I need to get some stuff together because
I
my
know
brain is wrapping up.
I got what
He
you were
wasn't a
saying.
Tuskegee He wasn't a Tuskegee Airman, but he owned a airport in Robbins, Illinois, and his last name was Coffee.
Oh yeah, I don't know that person.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary. Okay, well, my weekend was peaceful. Yeah,
I,
Cheryl Day be all over the place.
I would have loved to be related to somebody, one of the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, to Foxy, to Roxy.
Hey,
Oh
Miss
no,
Foxy.
Hello,
in
Oh, she got
town.
that.
I think she is right there.
Is that an
hello.
avatar?
Yes, it's an avatar. It's called Anime.
Oh,
It's an
nice.
app that you can do anime. It's
Oh,
A-M. Hold on, let me tell you how to spell it. It's A-M-A-N-I-M-A-Z as in zebra E.
Okay.
spell that for
It's an
us again.
anime. So you can make your own avatar and go ahead and fix it up where you can talk through it and everything.
Oh, that's
And you won't have that
nice.
little circle up there.
Oh, well, that's
Okay.
different.
Yeah, I ain't never see that before. That's nice.
And you know what you all was saying was very correct. We need to learn how to get along. All this arguing and bickering and backstabbing and hurting everyone, it's not helping anything. It's not bringing a solution to none of the problem. Us arguing, fussing, and fighting as content creators, it's not helping Harvey at all with this solution. Not at all.
No, it's just it's basically still creating more drama and chaos.
It's causing more drama, more chaos,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not fixing the problem. They have a financial problem. They have issues, in regards to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a grocery store. They don't have a pharmacy. There's a lot of things. A lot of places are boarded up. There's a lot of things that is hurting Harvey. And right
Mm-hmm.
now, with all this content creators arguing instead of coming together and trying to figure out a solution together or come together as one. Even if we don't come together as one, try to be on the same harmony in regards to the focus is if you're going to help Harvey. Attacking one another is not going to solve the problem.
No, I definitely can agree with you on that.
Hmm.
And
Well, you
right now Harvey need our help. They need our help, not our hindrance. They already going through enough hindrance of their own. They don't need no more with us.
And we used to have a Walgreens, but Walgreens left. I want to say about 5 years ago. From my understanding, I forgot who told me. Walgreens what really maintained Walgreens was the pharmacist department, and because the pharmacy, and because they had got a lot of Medicaid people, so they weren't getting a lot of money, so they had to close. So the nearest one you have to go to is CVS in Riverdale. That's the next town over.
Yeah, I was kind of upset when they closed down that Walgreens on 147 House there. It's been there so long.
Mhm. Yes. And I'm sure
And
they
my
had the
thing
same
is,
problem.
you as a mayor, you're talking about opening up a dispensary. Okay, seniors don't need a dispensary. Babies don't need a dispensary.
No.
They don't need weed. Adults, some of the elders don't need weed. They don't need all of that. Those people need food, groceries, medication that they're getting from their doctor. Some pharmacies, I don't know about there, but some pharmacies here, I'm in Washington D.C. We have some pharmacies that they even like CVS and Walgreens here. They have where you could go in for emergency. Like you have your blood pressure, you run out of blood pressure medicine, and you go in
Mhm.
there. They can check you out. They have a nurse or a doctor on call at certain hours of the day. You can go in
Mhm.
and get seen, and they can see you like your blood pressure or your sugar, and they know that you got medication. They can pull your files or what medication you're getting from the pharmacy, and they can give you your medicine and send you on your merry way. I mean, you have to pay, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, they have that in the next town over in Midlothian.
And see, and those things help with communities. A grocery store. A
Mhm.
lot of seniors can't get out to go to the grocery store.
Correct.
They have to get somebody to take them. And not everybody is available to take them when they need to get groceries. They have to eat. And you got babies that need formulas. Certain babies have certain type of formulas that they have to have. They have to get it at the pharmacy and they can't get it at the grocery store. So you can't sit back and help your community to grow when you don't have the adequate things there for them. They need a grocery store. They need a pharmacy. They need. You don't need to bring weed in just to make a revenue to pay off the taxes that you owe. That's not helping the community. Like I said, them elderly people don't do. I don't know, but most of the majority of the elderly people that I seen there don't look like they they want to do weed. They was eating cakes and everything else at the bingos. So I don't think we
That's
would be on that
Thornton.
top. Look, and I said I don't think that would be their first priority is to go buy weed. Babies,
Yeah, but
infants don't do weed. They don't do you know, the you know, the other stuff that they have in those dispensaries.
yeah, well, they have they building. Well, I just passed it the other day. They gutted out they're working on it now, but this it's right across from Homewood, and I don't know, but it is where the hotel is on the other side of the expressway. I think they're trying to get that traffic, and also, you know that they have the ladies of the nights. I'm just saying, they all over where they building the
Mm-hmm.
dispensary at. I'll be like, why is it right there?
Yeah, look, I be following your ride-alongs. I be peeping out your
Mm,
ride-alongs.
mm.
You be pointing
Can't
out
do
things, and
nothing.
I remember them from your ride-along. You be
Mhm.
surprised what people see. Just because I'm in Washington D.C., don't think I don't peep out your ride-alongs and your locations and the highway and different things like that. But the thing is, it hurts me that I know you, I know Harvey need revenue. I got that. I don't doubt that. But
Mhm.
don't bring in something like that when you slacking of a grocery store or you slacking of a pharmacy. Figure out what pharmacy will come in the area to help you out. Some people have, they still have what do you call it, pops pharmacies.
Okay, so I have Miss Foxy. You saying that? So my thing is when Harvey got, because I'm pretty sure a lot of suburbs and cities got that COVID money. So what did Harvey do with the COVID money for and especially the COVID money, the infrastructure money that they provided? Where did all this money go?
That's the problem. They've been asking for 6 years.
Mhm.
Right there, it's been asking for 6 years. Do you know how many grants that we have looked up in articles that were promised from the state and the government that they still have no answers to? That's still what I'm saying. We are so busy attacking one another. There's certain information that's out there that the Harvey residents are not getting. They're not. Nobody know where the money is. Nobody know what the money is spent on. Nobody knows. All they're going by the word of mouth. Talk. Excuse my language, but talk is cheap.
Yeah,
Show me proof. I can tell you that I put this and this and put this and that, but if I don't have documentation to prove it, you don't know if I'm telling the truth or a lie.
right.
And that's what they've been asking for. The treasurer haven't been getting the documentation. She said, I would testify. I have not been getting the documentation. Then when he did the live with Jed, he stated, I have no control over the treasurer, so I don't know what the treasurer do. She was elected. So you are mayor of a city, and you don't know what the treasurer doing with your money in the city.
Well, hold on. So I talked to the treasurer, and nice girl, and she was saying that a lot of stuff is not true what they're saying. They're not giving her the information,
And that's what
and
I'm saying.
also
That's what I was
they
saying.
have he has someone else appointed to, and he was there doing Kellogg. He's not a treasurer. I don't know what his title is, but he has access to the finance.
That's
They don't give it to her.
that's Williams, and he's a comptroller.
6.8 million in our town.
His name is
Receipt.
Williams, Lewis Williams, and he's a comptroller. He even using his private credit card to make purchases in Harvey. So if he's
It
using, and I'm like, you think we stupid? You're using your private credit card. That's like I have a private credit card, and I could put coffee down on there. D Love, I could put you down on there. Y'all have your own separate card like they did with Tiffany. Remember, all the different departments had their own private, and then you get the cash back. So
oh wow.
they get money back. So the more they spend, and they get a cash back when they pay it off. So they
Mhm.
making money off his credit card. He making money off the credit card, but the comptroller is not seeing any of this because it's his personal account. So
Okay.
see, that's a
Yeah.
lot of shady stuff that they're doing where the comptroller of Illinois is not getting copies of. And that's why that last letter she sent out to Harvey was stating that she's going to send an auditor in because okay, if you look back, Ryan had posted it from his FOIA showing that he got paid 6 digits from 22 to 24 and 22 to 23 and then 20 part of 24 and then he dropped it back down to 76,000. Okay,
Mhm.
now in those 2 years comptroller got paid nothing.
She
That's
didn't
why
get paid anything?
no, that Harvey have not paid the comptroller of Illinois.
Or control or not? Okay.
So
That
that's
sounds
why they
like a
started
Mendoza.
doxing. That's why they started doxing the grants. That's just like you not paying your taxes and you getting revenue in, you ain't paying your taxes for 2 years, but yet I'm giving myself a raise. And then I haven't reported to the IRS. You think they ain't gonna hit me and garnish my check? They're
But the
gonna
sad
garnish
part of
they
I was
garnish
gonna
it.
s Go
Y'all,
ahead.
okay, he made an agreement. He knew what agreement that Kellogg had made. Now you have the opportunity to change that. During the time that they reported that you did no reports to the comptroller about any income or anything towards the taxes, you got them bonuses. You got the raise. You went from 50,000 to 200 and some thousand and all this stuff. And you got six figures from Calumet during the same time frame. Six
Hold on. Are we talking about Thornton Township or are we talking about Harvey?
Harvey, your mayor got six figures from 22 and 23, part of 24. And he was getting six figures from Calumet during the same time frame. The comptroller Illinois said they wasn't getting any tax money from Harvey during those 2 years. So that telling you something where y'all tax money was going. Now the grants that is coming in that the state have been supposed to be giving y'all in a full amount is getting audited. And he's blaming you all for what he's doing. And if he ain't paid his taxes or anything when he had this business, what make you think he gonna pay the taxes for the city? I mean, that's just giving y'all food for thought. And this is what's going on with Harvey. But see, with everything going on with all the other confusion, nobody's paying attention to those facts that's going on in Harvey. Everybody fussing about Napoleon and his salary. Everybody talking about Dalton and the trustees. Everybody talking about them buying the house with the for that priest. Everybody talking about that, but nobody's sitting back looking at what Harvey is doing right up. Clark is doing right up under y'all's nose.
But that's because nobody never um, really look at Harvey like that. You know what I'm saying? Harvey's like the stepchild of the suburbs. Nobody really cares about Harvey. If it happened in Country Club Hills, then it'd probably be different. Or if it happened in South Holland, there'll be a different conversation. But Harvey's typically does they don't look at Harvey like,
I started investigating Harvey when everybody, okay, I would, listen to different controllers, and they was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, content creator, not controller, content creators. It's like, well, I don't, I bet everybody gonna be trying to figure out what they're gonna do once Tiffany is out of office. What they're gonna have for contents then. I said, while y'all was doing all that, I was checking into Harvey because I have been hearing a few content creators talking about the city of Harvey. So I said, well, let me see what's going on in Harvey. And that's when I realized that all the stuff that Tiffany was doing was coming from him. He's telling her how to become a mayor. Y'all were getting $500 for parking. She was trying to do the $500 for parking. He got y'all where y'all can't speak up in the meeting. She was trying to do the same thing, getting us escorted out, going to try to get them charged for disrupting the meeting. She was trying. What is the other thing he did? It's so many similarities of what Clark is doing now, still doing, that she was trying to implement in Dalton. The difference is she had 4 trustees that fought against her. Harvey got 4 trustees that's not fighting against him and making it right. They're agreeing with him and making it worse. When you got 4
mhm,
trustees that are not working with the people and working against the people, then Harvey is not going to go anywhere. Harvey is not going to grow. Harvey is not going to build up anywhere because they're only going by what he says done and what he said is right. And Kobe kept getting arrested because she's the only one that bold enough to speak up to him and challenge him. And the last time she got arrested, she was going by the Robert Rules of Order. And I'm like, if you're not going to honor it, then you don't supposed to ask it. You make a motion on the floor, it's second, and then they ask any question. When she went to make a question, he said, you can't make a question. You can't ask a question.
mhm.
But you told that's the next process to talk about it by questioning, you know, the motion. So you're fighting against your own rules of Robert Rules of Order. That's the process. You make a motion, you second it, and then you ask for any questions. That's when it comes to discussion. You do not have the right because you don't want that person to speak to tell her you can't ask the question. You ask that question out in the open. Is there any questions? What you're supposed to do is listen to the question and state if you want to answer it or not. You do not tell them to not ask the question or tell them they can't ask the question. Now you break in the Robert Rules of Order laws. So that means you are now abiding by your own rules.
Yeah,
And
but
this is the thing that bothers me with him.
he thinks that he's the judge. And the unfortunate
But
part
look,
is that the people who attack Amir are going to be going to the Harvey courthouse and not Markham.
but
So
see, the
it's
thing
just a
is with
control
him,
thing.
yeah, the
Not
thing
just for
is
one
with
person.
him, he's trying to do the control thing.
Hmm.
But the thing is, he keeps talking about, I was a lawyer. No, boo. A lawyer is equivalent with a paralegal. An attorney is like Delgado, Bert Alstein. Them are attorneys. They're board certified. You are just a lawyer able to practice law. There's a difference between the two.
I
You,
remember
and if I
he used to have an office. I remember his office downtown.
that don't make no difference. You can have an office with as a lawyer, but there's certain laws he cannot go and represent for you without having an attorney present.
Hmm. Carol, we're talking about decade of misuse funds. And one thing about Harvey that Harvey didn't just get this way. Harvey used to be worse than what it is now. Um, used to have the games were bad here at one point. It's not as when they used to have the jump out boys. Y'all, I don't know if Carol remember the jump out boys. When Kellogg was in office, and Kellogg, he was under federal investigation. He had a ankle bracelet, and they said Kellogg is trying to come back. So this is going to be interesting that he's going to try to divide that pot for the election.
And that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a real problem because
So
then you
Hold on. What you say?
go ahead, Go ahead, Coffee. I mean,
I'm
yeah,
I'm sorry. That
go ahead.
this actually was for you, Miss Foxy. Actually, because I just learned something that you actually just said. So a lawyer is
Mhm.
actually a paralegal.
Right. Basically, he just have a
What?
license. He don't have a. He doesn't. He's not board certified. He just have a
Okay,
license.
because I
It's a
always
difference.
thank you for breaking it down to me because I always thought like okay, because a paralegal is like what you just said, but then everybody always like a lawyer. I need a lawyer, but then like you just said, an attorney is who's can really practice law. Lawyers just can what do what
Attorneys.
paralegals.
Okay. Attorneys are board certified. They can practice any cases. Lawyers are limited to what cases they can practice. I mean, go before the judge with, like a misdemeanor, like a traffic, you can get a lawyer.
Yeah. Okay.
But when it comes to attorney, it's like, someone is unalive or someone is more serious crimes. You have
Mhm.
to have an attorney. All the lawyer is just a licensed paralegal, basically.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Just like you have the nurses that's a doctor, but they can only do but so far. They have to be a certified MD,
Correct.
nurse practitioners. They can see you do certain things, but they have a certain limit in what they can do. Where a doctor has more certification than the
The nurse practitioner.
nurse
Hmm.
practitioner. So that's
Uh,
the same with the lawyers and attorneys. And a lot of people don't know the difference between the two.
You're right because when I was in the hospital, the other it was like a month ago. I'm gonna say we had a guy that come in and he really didn't know what was the difference between a registered
hey,
nurse and a
excuse me.
nurse practitioner.
I'm
And
sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I need to go. I left the lights on in the vehicle. I need to go turn off. I'll be right back.
okay, we got it.
We got it.
Yeah, so the guy didn't know what was the difference between a registered nurse and a nurse practitioner, and I had to break it down to him. I was like, "Well, registered nurses they cannot write and prescribe medicine to you. A nurse
Right.
practitioner can, and so
And a
because
nurse
he
practitioner can't go out here and perform surgery.
right there you go, and so I yeah
So that's the same with the lawyer and the attorney.
attorney okay
And see, a lot of people don't know the difference. So that's why when Clark was testifying at that administrative meeting,
hmm
and Bert said, "Do you want to continue on? Do you want to continue to perjure yourself?" And that's when Clark decided he had enough. He wasn't going to testify no more and dropped out of it.
oh okay I remember that okay
Remember, he
okay
asked him, "Do you want to continue to perjure yourself?" And Clark
yeah
looked at him, and he asked the question again, and Clark clammed up because he know that Bert know that he's a lawyer. He's not an attorney.
so did he really change his name though
Yeah, he
so
did.
is so Chris Clark is not his name
Look, he has several names. He's an AKA.
oh let
He's an
me lay that
AKA.
okay let's leave that alone then
Yep, leave that alone. That's an
okay
AKA. You got people out here that want to change their name to AKA. I'm proud of my name. And the only thing I got added on was my ex-husband name, which sometimes I want to wish I could have dropped it off, but at the time I didn't have. But other than that, I still have the same name. So the only AKA for me is that my AKA is the nickname I have on this screen.
So, but don't they give y'all the option to drop your married last name if you want to?
Yes, but you got to pay a fine. You got to pay a fee.
Oh, oh wow.
And at the time, I was a single mom with two children, going
Hmm.
through a divorce, and you know, I had two children, young children,
It was
going
a
through a
lot. I understand.
separation, and the funds I had was just enough for me and my two children. So I couldn't pay that extra fee to drop the last name, so I just kept it.
I understand.
And I just stayed that way for the rest of, until now. It's just got to keep his last name because I'm not going to go out here and pay all that money to drop it. My kids have the same last name, and I'm not going to, mess that up.
That's that I understand. So if you get remarried, would you still keep that or would you get the name of
No, if
your
I
new
if I remarried, I'm dropping that name automatically. Bloom. Let's say when you get married, you can drop it without having to pay that fee.
Oh, okay. But it have to be their last name, the one you marrying, the guy
Yes,
last name. That's okay.
yes. And if I love him enough and we are compatible enough to go to that point, I don't mind carrying his last name
Okay. But you only been married one time, Miss Watson?
twice.
Twice. Okay.
And the last one I was with him for 22 years, 5 years together, and the rest of the years were marriage.
Wow.
And
But no
we learned.
children.
He had two children prior to me. I had two children prior to him. We bound our families together. I went to each individual mother, sat down with them. We sat down and discussed each other, and we get along even today. Even with him passing on, we still get along. Our kids call each other sisters and brothers. Their kids that had children call me grandma. I call them my grandbabies. I got great grands and grandbabies through them.
I'm back. Sorry.
Hey, you
So,
good?
I sat down and I told the mothers, I said,
Hmm.
look, you, your, my husband, your baby, your children father was a package deal. He always here before I was. He's a package deal because he has two children. I'm a package deal. I have two children. I said, we have to get along. I'm not here to take your place because you will always be their mother. I'm just here to enforce what you want for your kids and make sure they have a safe home and fed and well taken care of. That's my job.
And I see that. Why a lot of ladies can't be like that?
And that's how we got along for all those years. And like I said, we still call each other sisters and love on one another. Their children, they don't call me stepmom. They call me Big Mama.
Big mama.
And the grandkids call me grandma. The great grands call me great grand. And I love on them just like they love on me. Because I get tired of, and that's why I don't have many girlfriends. Because I don't like men bashing. I don't like it at all. I don't like it when men bash women. I don't like it at all. We all going to be different. There are some bad women, there are some bad men, but we are not all alike.
Have you always been in the DC area?
I'm born and raised in Southeast DC. When I got a teenager, I got a little wild. So my mother sent me to North Carolina to stay with my grandmother and my grandfather. So I was raised down there the last 3 years of my high school year. At that time, I was really wild. I was doing the bad thing. I was putting razor blades in my jaws so I can go ahead and slice and dice and puree a person if they come at me.
Oh Lord.
So my mother found out about it, sent me to North Carolina. I had a big adjustment. Take my word for it, it was a big adjustment. I had to learn, you as blacks, you only had limited rights. There was no cabs, no buses, no nothing like that. No street lights. I was in the country.
Wow.
And I had to learn, I had to adapt from a city life, a city girl, to a country girl. And it was very hard for me. The first year and a half, it took me a while to adjust. But it made me
Okay.
a better person because I was able to adjust from city to country. But it made me a lot different than what I was. And thank you for being in the country because that's what make me think the way I think as far as what I did with my husband and the kids. Because I didn't see that in the South. It's very few Southern homes that you have all that fighting and arguing and stuff when I was growing up. Because they accepted the stepchildren. They accepted the husbands, you know, outside children. They kept them part of the family. They didn't make them feel outside. So when I got here, I was able to do that with mine. But if I stayed
Okay.
here, I probably been doing like them other girl. I don't want them your children. They your responsibility. I don't want none of that. I ain't trying to take care of nobody else's kids. And I probably would have been raised that way. Then again, I might not because I know my mother's mentality. My mother's mentality was not that way. Now my dad, oh, he was different. Ain't no boys coming up in the house. You don't come to that door correct. The door gets slammed in your face. If a boy comes and say, "Yo, what's up? I'm here to see Cheryl." Boom, door was closed. That was the end of it. No more discussion. That was the end of it. And I said, "Dad, I'm never going to get a date for the prom." He said, "Oh well, you just won't have it. You go by yourself." And that was the end of the conversation.
Mm. I have a question I like to throw out. And Ramona, you can definitely chime in. Do you think that in Harvey, do you think that those four older person will be able to be voted out?
No, they will have to. They will have to be recalled. But if they go for an election, yeah, they can be voted out because you can put somebody and vote them over them, and that's how they could be removed. But I don't know when they up for election. Their
It's the
positions are
same as uh,
the mayor
same
in
as
27.
mm,
Okay,
yeah,
so if you
in
can get
15,
somebody
14
that
months.
to run against them like they did in Dalton, there you can get them out. But
So the
but otherwise,
problem
you got to
is,
recall them. You got to
it
recall
will.
them.
First of all, Harvey's not doing any recalling. First of all, that we can forget that.
I know that costs money too.
Hold on, this is. I know you don't hear me on this thing.
We hear you. Okay. You know, watching, watching what goes on in Harvey, my heart goes out because I know growing up, like I said, growing up in the South, when I got old enough to vote, and I went to vote when I was in North Carolina. If they look at your ballot and it didn't say what they wanted you to vote for, they will rip it up or ball it up in front of you and throw it in the trash and look at you and dare you to say something.
Mm.
So I'm looking at people like you have the opportunity to vote and can do it. I didn't have that opportunity for a while. Once I left North Carolina and moved to well, let me say it like this. I left North Carolina and moved back to DC. Then I was able to vote and have a voice. Until then, I didn't have one.
Wow.
If I like
Oh,
say if D Love and you both were running against each other, and I decided I want to vote for D Love, and the Caucasians didn't like me voting for D Love because of her complexion. They would rip my paper up and throw it in the trash can. But they would vote for you because
mm,
you the Caucasian man. I could vote for him and be acceptable. But if I didn't
Mm.
agree with what he said and I found out what he was saying with prejudice against my welfare, and I decided to vote for D Love because she was for my welfare, they would take my ballot and rip it up or ball it up and throw it in the trash and look at you and say, "Okay, what you standing there for? Bye."
yeah, but luckily, and again, I keep hearing how I heard this a couple of times. How they saying like, oh, I don't know how can the voting be rigged? I still don't understand that here. Even though
You'll
it's
be
going
surprised how
through
it can be read.
it's going through the machine and it's being tallied through the machine and goes to uh to the Cook County. So I'm just confused. And so one of the problems that's going to be, and if too many people join and get into the election for these positions, it's going to divide the pot, and he can possibly get back in. Everybody who's sitting in those seats. That's, but they say we had a primary, but I still feel like it's going to divide the pot because seniors going to vote on behavior, like who they're used to voting for. They're not going to, because Kellogg probably would have still been in there had they not had that law that you put term limits, and then when that is, he went and got it removed. Somehow now he was able to get that appeal that law. So that is Jones in Calumet City was able to keep his position, but unfortunately Kellogg he couldn't keep his because the way that law came down that time period.
I'm going.
So, hmm. what's the name of your
I get what
what's the name of your mayor coffee?
well, the one in Riverdale is Lawrence Jackson. That's the one in Riverdale, and the one in South Holland. What is his name again?
You don't even
I'll
know
be
your
forgetting
mayor?
his name. I'll be forgetting his name. It'd be hard to pronounce sometimes. So give me a second to pronounce his name
Is
because
he
it.
black?
No, the Graph. Sorry, no,
The
the
graph.
Graph.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
No, he's like white.
yeah.
I said he's like.
Yeah, y'all should see. Y'all should see where coffee live. I could just choke him.
But no,
Okay.
okay. I
Hmm.
was gonna say this though, and honestly, we actually do need to be
Okay.
paying attention to not only what's going on in Harvey. We definitely need to pay attention to what's going on in Harvey because what's going on in Harvey is going on in a lot of these other suburbs too. We just don't know about because we don't hear about it. And then not only the one thing is, but that like in 2026 we have to think about like is this gonna be like an election where it's gonna be like a tit for tat because you see how like Trump is trying to get the Republicans to gerrymander Texas. Now you got California trying to follow suit. So it's gonna be a lot
Mm-hmm.
that we have to really
Mm-hmm.
focus on
Yes,
when it
exactly,
comes down to it.
exactly.
And
And
that's like is our elections gonna come to that? I, like
Yes,
I don't understand.
yes, it's going to come to that, and I hate to say it, but a lot of them is trying. They're watching what he does, watching how those in office there are doing it, and they're going to try it with us. And because we don't have enough people voting in these areas, that what that's what hurts you. What I say, candidates need to go from ward to ward. Don't just go your ward only or go
mm-hmm.
to one of your buddies' wards. You got to go to the ward. Okay, look at what was her name? AOC and Bernie Sanders. They went into blue states and the red states and campaigned, even though they weren't running for office, but they were bringing people attention to what's going on.
Hmm.
That's how we ended up having the march they had. No king. Because see, they went from state to state. Even the states that wasn't Democrat, they went into the red states that were Republicans.
Right.
The problem that Harvey need to do is people are trying to worry about their own ward, getting their own
Hmm.
votes for their own ward instead of going around to all the wards and get these people out to vote. You can do absentee ballots. Help them do an absentee ballot. Show them how to fill it out and vote. Let them make the decision and you fill it out for them. But don't do it. Don't tell them what to do. Suggest it or let them. Even if you don't vote for me, this is how you do it and let them make that
Mm-hmm.
decision. But if you don't go out door to door, really go out door to door and talk to these people, you're not going to get the votes that you need to accomplish the goal you need. You got to
Right.
get out here and assert yourself. Right now is the best time for any candidate that's running for
Coffee.
2027 to do it.
Mhm. Yes. And there is a movement that is going on that's not being said. So I can tell you that.
I know about that. That's why you see me ain't saying much more than what I just said. I'm there with you, D Love. Got you, girl. But
Hmm.
but I'm just saying, this is the perfect time to start. This is we Harvey can be a beautiful city. People
Hmm.
just have to come together. All this bickering and arguing and taking sides and having your cliques and this
Really?
clique and that clique. Cliques don't make nothing but division. You have to
Yeah, but let
come
me say
together
this. Let me
as
say
one.
this. Let me say this. And this is I think that the one thing I've noticed about being here. Oh, that's right. Oh, she said, Ramona said, that's right. And Ramona be in them fights. If you see these videos, just know she there. Um, I ain't gonna put her
I
out
know,
like that,
Ramona. I'm down with you, girl.
but the one thing, the biggest problem is I feel like out here is because there is a lot of the Spanish speaking community out here has grown tremendously. Let me tell you,
Are they
and
taking
like
over?
I think they are. I really do. Listen, when I first moved around here, it was like black and white. Now it's a majority. It's more Spanish speaking people are here now on this block and behind me. And while we fighting with each other, the Spanish speaking community, they moving in silence. Let me tell you. And again, and also, and I like what Mandy said is people like, oh, Harvey is so poor. It's so poor. Do you know why Harvey seems so poor? Because there's a lot of seniors here. So, Mandy, I was like, okay, I get it. There's a lot of seniors here. So they get all the tax exemption, right? So they're not paying full price for their taxes. A lot of them got senior exemption, paying maybe, or the taxes are frozen. So if there are a lot of seniors who own homes here, and there's not enough younger people and younger families moving in
Buying houses.
and buying houses, it'll never be balanced if they don't. If the administration doesn't put money into these vacant lots they have, put money to these houses. Oh, I did. They've been fixing up 2 houses I see around me, and get them back on the market. That's the only way for Harvey to really come back. Bring all these homes back and these vacant lots, and let's get rid of the vacant lots. Again,
Mhm.
when at one point in 2010, moving in silent everywhere. In 2010, for sure, the gangs were horrible. When I used to pick my son up from school at Thornton, and when I say they used to have fights, it was like the fights I saw that Monday and at that Thornton Township meeting. And so we like black folks are steady fighting, but everybody else is moving in silence. They even talked about that Muslim community over there. You know that Muslim community, Coffee Lord in Harvey. I
No.
remember it was small and it has grown tremendously, but they got a
Mhm.
leader that they follow. I have never seen the man,
Is in near
but
Park Street?
yeah, yeah. By the high school, between the high school, you probably don't go down that street. Between the high school and the city hall, the area they got
Th-
that whole little
That's
area over there.
that's between like Park and Van, right?
Van,
Park
I don't know what Van. You know where the high school at Thornett?
Yeah, that's Park.
Broadway.
Broadway, yeah, Park and Broadway. Because when you
Yes.
divide, it's Houston and Park Street.
Thank you, Gard. Gard is right. He said the Indian Muslim that lives on Broadway. Yes, they taking over, but they got a leader that they all follow. Like, so they moving in silence. We out here loud fighting. We black and we proud. The Muslim, the Indian Muslim, the Spanish speaking people, they quiet because they don't want them problems. So you have to get more of them engaged into the process.
But listen, Harvey definitely need to be upgraded. But it definitely it's a big city. Don't get me wrong. And
People
I
think it's
like.
small though.
No, it's not. It's
I
not.
know, right?
Like the houses on Vine, them are big, huge houses. Like Harvey
hmm
is worth it. I feel like
hmm
that. So like whoever is the next mayor, they should, you know what I'm saying, really invest a lot into Harvey and bring more light into
hmm
Harvey because Harvey can't shine like he used to be in back in the day. Because you heard about Harvey more than you heard about
hmm
like South Holland, Riverdale, you know what I'm saying? You heard Harvey was like the uprising, but now it's like wow, it's really
Yeah, my
tumbling.
husband, he grew up in Harvey, and he would tell me about the stories about how Harvey looked, how beautiful it was, how the parades. I remember I used to when I worked downtown, the lady, Caucasian lady, she said, "Yeah, I used to live in Harvey." I'm like, "You did?" And I used to and just talk about how beautiful it is. And Harvey could be beautiful again. And I like the fact that that's why my mother moved over here because it's right by the train station. It's by the bus line. It's right in between two expressways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why they want y'all to get out because they want to get this spot, so it can be more, you know. But
My
that's
biggest
just
problem,
something
if
that the
my
mayor.
biggest fear is, okay, if I'm correct, and this is allegedly because I don't know for fact, you all may
Mm.
know because you live in Harvey. If the mayor actually live in Harvey, if he lives in Chicago,
I don't
my
live in no
biggest
Harvey.
my biggest fear is if that's the case, if Harvey continue going into debt with the taxes. The state can come in and take over the city. Once the state take over the
Hey, common
city,
sense.
Hey, coming.
common sense. If the state come in and take over the city, he already made his money. He's gone. He don't care. The problem is you all suffer because now you under state regulations and state control. And they can do what they want to do with where they want to do it at. Because now you're no longer under your own jurisdiction or your own guidelines. You no longer have rights anymore. You're under the state. And I'm
Listen,
afraid of that. And I think the more he does what he's doing and keep y'all desolate, the more it's going to happen. And if you don't get a mayor in there to turn it around and make it that way, I fear that state, because I listened to Cassandra, even though she was talking out the side of her neck, but she made a statement. If I become mayor, I'm gonna turn it over to the state. Because now she done got the money that she want, and she can turn it over to the state of Dalton and roll out. And I
but
feel that if he roll out back to Chicago, he ain't worrying about nothing because he don't live there. So he ain't got to worry about the taxes. He ain't got to worry about nothing. And you got to think about, you got a mayor that don't even live in y'all city and ain't paying no taxes, but he making all of you all pay taxes.
He has a home in Harvey. Hey,
It
Ramona,
still
what do you
don't
mean?
matter. It don't matter. He ain't paying. No, he ain't paying for no water. He ain't paying for no electricity. He ain't paying for no gas because there's nobody there to pay for what. It's just a house sitting.
But them electric bills. Even if you don't use it, you still gonna get a bill for something.
But I'm saying you're not paying any regular amount that you or coffee paying where you using the water on a regular basis. You using
mm-hmm,
electricity on a regular basis. You cooking on a regular basis.
basis, right?
They're not doing any of that. So their water bill, light bill, gas bill, whatever is low compared to what
Hmm.
you all are paying. Plus he topping it off with taxes. If you disagree with him, he upping your taxes, your property taxes. He
I
upping,
told.
and
I'm
I said,
sorry.
so he's doing all these
Of the
things.
levy.
He's doing all these things to keep you from challenging him so he can continue to do the corruption that he's doing. And I hate to say it, and I don't like to bring up that person's name, but that's a distraction too. So while everybody fighting against that person and their crew, nobody's looking at what he's doing in the background because nobody paying attention to him no more. Just like with
Hmm.
Tiffany. What Tiffany was doing, everybody was looking at Tiffany. Everybody was paying attention to Tiffany. Nobody was paying attention to Tiffany what Clark was doing in Harvey. Now that she's calmed down and she's out of the picture, now everybody's saying, whoa, this was going on in Harvey? That what was going on in Harvey? You get what I'm saying? Now we're paying attention to you all. When you really needed it, we were so busy about Tiffany and Dalton and Thornton Township, we weren't paying you all no mind. Like you say, you was y'all was, you know, the children that nobody wanted to pay attention to.
Hmm. And Miss Virginia, you are right. Harvey will be beautiful again, and it is just gonna take some serious work and attention.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they
It just
gonna price us
potential
out
there
of here because but this was kind of at the end of COVID. The house across the street, they had gutted it out and fixed it up. The man was asking 275. I said 275. He ended up paying 225 because the man kept dropping the house. So it was
because
225. I was like, dang, the houses over here ain't costing this much. I know.
no, and what it is, he's supposed to sell the house at the value of the closest house near him. Like if your house is worth 225, supposed to range from 225 or down, not go above, because they're not
Well,
going to get going to get in the market value because the houses in a certain area, unless you got one in the area that's 250. Now, if you got somebody in that community, okay, like where all those squatters were, say you had a house in that area that was 250. Now all those houses can sell off of that one house at that maximum rate because that's the highest paid, highest value house in the area. You get what I'm saying? If they have it, fixed up and doing real well. I found that out the hard way. So,
yeah, but you do a CMA, a market report, and that's whatever the the banks will pay. Now, I don't know if these people paid cash for it or financed it, and they weren't black people. I can tell you that. I'm not saying it black, but I'm saying is we don't know how the house got paid for and what it got financed for, or did they have to come up with extra money to get to the finance portion of it?
Right. And that's a lot in that too. And see,
Hmm.
everybody keeps saying that they need to, fix up these abandoned houses. Well, if you don't have no jobs in the area, who's gonna pay for them? There's no grocery store. There's no
Listen,
pharmacy.
listen. One thing about Harvey is commute to you can, it's easy to commute to get to different jobs. I understand that, like you're saying, because there's no grocery store. It's like we have learned to live without the grocery store, to be honest. I don't even want to go to the grocery store. You ever gone to the grocery store in Dalton and go to Food for Less? I hate going there. I go down to Jewel's before I go down there. See, because the problem is be careful what you ask for, because they'll bring you, oh, we want a grocery store, we're gonna give you a grocery store. And I'm like, they're not bringing those Trader Joe's over here, because the community and the surrounding don't attract that kind
Right.
of, you know what I'm saying? But we got a Aldi's near us. It's just it's in Dixmoor in Fort. No, it's in, what is that, Dixmoor or Midlothian? What is that on where's Dixmoor? Yeah, Dixmoor Food Market. It's in Dixmoor. Like, we like kissing cousins right there.
Oh,
Because
okay.
Dixmoor actually should have been rolled in to Harvey. Not sure why it's not, but we're so close. Like, it's really so.
Right.
The problem is there's no quote unquote groceries pharmacy. Right, there is no pharmacy in Harvey, but in the next town over in Riverdale, there's the pharmacy. And the next town behind, on the other side of it, there's Homewood. There's a pharmacy. So it's in range. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now,
Um,
see, when my grandmother lived at, and my mother and them grew up at, they had the, mom and pop stores, right? They had two mom and pop stores. It had to get rid of the old folks to get a food line in there, a regular,
mhm,
upscale grocery store. It was mom and pop stores, and you know how you go into some of these foreign grocery stores where the meat smell, the time you hit the door, the smell hit you, make you want to second guess if you really want to go in there and buy groceries. And the
mhm,
price is stamped. It's not no scan barcode and no real prices. They just stamp a price on there and say this is how much it is. There's no weight. This per pound and nothing like that. It just got a little orange sticker on it saying this is the price for that meat. That's what they had at the mom and pop stores. But once they brought in Food Lion, a lot of both of the mom and pop stores closed down. Then they had a pharmacy. There was like a little mom and pop pharmacy, and they redid it, got rid of the old ones, and they end up getting a legitimate pharmacy in there. They end up
mhm,
getting a pharmacy in there that's legitimate. So a lot of times, a lot of small towns and cities, they get their mom and pop stores, and you got to get a lot of them old folks out of there and get younger folks in there with plans to better and better the community. Now that little town that my mother and my mother grew up in, my grandmother raised in, they got a lot of businesses now. They got a factory there now. They got a Walmart, a mini Walmart there. They got the grocery store. They got Dollar General. They got Chinese restaurant where before they only had one restaurant in that one city, and it's a lot has grown since they got rid of a lot of the old folks that was holding it back. The old Caucasian folks that was holding that town down. Once they passed away and they got rid of all of them, and the new ones came in, things changed and they started getting more. And I think that what you need to do is get somebody in there that actually know how to help the city grow and willing to take advice to help to grow the city back. But you don't need nobody coming in there being a tyrant and just dictating, and you see no growth in the city. If the people are happy, then your city's going to grow. But if your city is desolate and people are miserable, you're not going to have no growth. You're not going to have the revenue. That's why you're going to keep having being in tax debt with the comptroller. You're not going to get out of debts, because you're not bringing anything in that's making people want to shout and be happy that they finally got something in the city. Like you
mhm.
said, no grocery store, no pharmacy. Some of the other places are boarded up. I don't know what they
This
all were.
hold
That
on.
was on
I'm gonna
that, that strip where it's boarded up. But you get what I'm saying, Coffee?
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. My sorry, y'all.
It's a lot. I don't know what other, places were there where the boarded up places were, but you got to bring something in there that's going to break the people, make people want to move in your area. Don't mind buying a
Correct.
house from your
Hmm.
area because it look, okay, I like this area. I'm not going to, if I'm coming from Washington, D.C., and I say I want to relocate, and y'all have, your housing there is beneficial for my income, and I come there to buy a house and I'm looking at the area, that's not going to make me want to buy. I'm going to go to the coffee area and look in his area and see what he has because it's better because everything is convenient. Everything is, better for my style. But I'm not coming
Right.
from Washington, D.C. and go to Harvey and look at desolate. We already, DC already have enough desolate already that they started to build up now in our city, which I'm happy. We're finally getting things, where I live at, this used to be a bad area, real bad area. We didn't have no upscale apartments complexes out here in this area at all. Everything was old. Now we
Are you
have
near Howard? Are you near Howard
no
University?
Howard
Oh,
University in Northwest. I'm in Southeast.
oh.
Howard is up there near Georgetown and all that. That's the upper part of DC. You
Mhm.
go up there now, you gonna really pay out of the pocket. And when I say pay out of the pocket, you better be making six figures and keep that six-figure job if you want to live up there.
Mm.
But here in Southeast, there was a lot of projects here. And they got rid of a lot of the projects and moved a lot of the people out of DC because they was going to take over DC a certain way. But that didn't happen. So they ended up letting the blacks come back or stay. And the thing is, now on my street, there was only this building I'm in used to be the most upscale apartment complex in this area. You get in here, you got to have some clout. You had to have a government job, federal government job. You had to have good credit. You had to have this and that. You didn't just move in here. Now it's gone down. It's really gone down. And they letting anybody in here because what happened when they closed down one of the projects, they brought the Section 8 in here. Well, we done gone back
Mhm.
down. I'm not saying all the Section 8s, don't get me wrong. I didn't say all, but a majority of the Section 8s that's in the back building. We have two high rise and garden apartments. The back building is a lot where they put a lot of those people from the projects in. And that one is in worse condition than the building I'm in. I'm in the front building where the main rental office and leasing office and everything is. And I'm right above the leasing office. And this building, they're going to keep it up to par because this is the first building you get to. The back building, they don't care that much for. I don't know. I think it was last year, year before last. We didn't have no air for almost half the summer. There was a gentleman that was in the back building on the 11th floor. His apartment was at 108 degrees. And he had a lot of mold in the floor and everything. The back building was in terrible condition. Once that came to light, to the mayor and the news brought it to light, then a lot of things they started working on the back building. But then the landlord saw that we were no longer on the news. He stopped. He stopped fixing the place up. So we went right back to going downhill. So they finally
Mhm.
got him for a slumlord, made him pay out. He sold the building. Now we got another slumlord. And and because of Dalton, because of Thornship, I learned a lot in regards to our city laws that made me get more involved in my community, in my ward. Before I wasn't even thinking about it. And I'm like, it is what it is, I don't care. But that's what a lot of people think. If it don't affect me, hey, why am I worried about it? I ain't stressing out for this stuff. But then when it affect them, then they want to know what they can do. Well, you should have been involved in the beginning. And that's what
Right.
I'm learning. So now, because of what happened with Dalton, it gave me a wake up call.
So you're more engaged.
So I'm more engaged. Then I started looking at Flint. And when I started looking at Flint and they have wars like we do, I started seeing how the different councilmen, councilwomen, they don't have all the people. They have councilmen. We have commissioners here. And I started seeing how different they have 8 wards like we do. I'm in the 7th ward. Our 7th ward, we had a gentleman, I think y'all saw it on the news, his name was Trayvon White, where they got him for corruption and everything.
I
Well,
heard about him.
well, what happened is he was running against the mayor here, and she told him if he run against her, she was going to make his life a miserable hell. She wasn't going to give him any money for his ward. So he was trying to get money for his ward to help us out because we had a medical building that he was trying to get done, and she wouldn't give him the money to help invest into that medical center to get it started. So he started going under the table to try to get it the best way he can to get it started, which finally did happen. It finally got built. We got, the people are going there for medical. We going there for medical. But he suffered in the process because she got mad because he circumvented around it and she had to bring him down. But we voted right back in. So you didn't do anything, my dear. All you did was piss us off and made us vote for him anyway because he was the only one that's doing for our area. You ain't. You worrying about Upper DC up there where she said Howard University. You worrying about Northwest, that ward, and the other ward where George Washington University is. You worried about those 2 wards, but you could care less about the other wards, the other 5 wards. I mean 6 wards. We get the crumbs. Those they get all these. They got, man, you ought to see how they done build up buildings and everything, and we still sitting over here in our own destitute. We're not getting the funding. We're not getting the money that the federal government given to our city. She's giving all that money that comes in to those other 2 wards, and that's not fair to us. So me now seeing what's going on in Dalton and Thornton Township and Flint made me get more involved in my own ward and voice my opinion and voice my thing and talking to the people on the board. And I think, I know it's bad, but it helped me to pay attention.
Miss Regina, there is a guy who he works in Harvey. I forgot his name, but he brings businesses into the city. I don't pay attention to his name, but there is one.
But see, if you bring a business into the city and you got a mayor that's giving this businesses a hard time and trying to okey doke them out of money so you can pay your taxes, they're gonna leave. And then y'all gonna be right back the way you started.
I've seen knowledge is power. Yeah, I've seen a couple of businesses opening up, just driving around in Harvey. So I'm like, so when speaking with, I think her name is Maria. She had that was a Nutrisystem in Harvey, and she was saying how she's Hispanic, and she says, they don't want no problem. They don't want to get involved.
And see, that's why. See, her son was giving Clark, money when he was campaigning. Oh yeah, he was giving Clark campaign money.
Okay, I can see that.
And so then when he said, I'm not going to give you no more money, now he's getting harassed. And you're trying to close down this business now because you're trying to shake him down. That's not fair. That's not fair. The man said, I didn't want to get involved. I just want to work. I want to run my business. I want to keep going and doing what I'm doing. I don't know all that he does, but it's still, whatever he does, if he haven't been no problem for Harvey for all these many years, why you want to make it a problem now? That makes me wonder, what did you and him make a deal on that he's now tired of the deal?
I know he got one of them properties under Kellogg.
Right. And see, that's what I'm saying. He got properties And most of them do that. They get businesses, they get properties, and you don't bother me, I don't bother you. I give you the money, just leave me alone. Let me do what I do. But I think
Um,
he got tired because somebody decided they wanted to go up on the taxes.
I think there's more to this story, to be honest, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
really talk about it. Um, I would I would like to see how he actually acquired those properties. He told me how, but I didn't see the paperwork. I just would like to see the paperwork.
Well,
It's some
it's public records. You can go down there to public records and see that because he has to do the paperwork. He has to file the paperwork with the record of deeds. You can't go out here and purchase any land without it being public records.
yeah, but I think it's more like a Kamal situation. That's what I
It
think.
could,
Really think.
but still, you still can get a copy of it,
I
even if
bet you.
it,
I bet you $100 you can get the copy of the deed, but the person he told me how he got it is not going to be on that paperwork.
and that's a possibility, and you might be right. But if it's showing that he does own it, regardless of how he got it, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's not city owned, if city did not
I think it
actually,
was. I believe it. It must have been. I believe. Oh, it's so much I wish I could say, but I can't say. But I think it was city owned.
well, see, I sat back and rewinded and listened to him when he was talking to Ryan, because I really wanted to hear what he was
Hmm.
actually saying. And I, I'm the type of person that I have a problem with analyzing. I have an analytical mind. I be looking deeper into what somebody say. If somebody say something, I'm like, okay, it's more to it than that. Let me do a little dissecting. So I rewind. I rewind a video in a minute and go back and listen real closely and take notes and see, okay, so this is going on and that's going on. And in this time frame, and then once I do my analogical, then I go, oh, so that's why and this why and that, because I kept saying Tiffany don't seem like the person that know what she's doing. And it sounds suspicious though, the stuff that she was doing. So then
Keith
once I
Freeman was the
broke off,
mastermind.
huh?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I said Keith Freeman was the mastermind.
Yeah, Keith Freeman was the mastermind. But part of it, if you look at Harvey and how Clark operates, and you think back to some of the things Tiffany was doing,
Doing,
it was
yeah,
it was a lot of her actions was mimicking Harvey.
got it.
You get what I'm saying? Remember the $500 tickets they were giving out and they made them stop? What is Clark
Yeah,
doing? Giving out the five. Look, all them people that was in the line that they were trying to get rid of Ryan, keep him from recording these people. And they showing all these tickets, 200, 250. Grass not growing high at a certain height. They're getting a $250 ticket. They never
I
had one
did.
before. All of a sudden they're getting one now.
They
You
Yeah,
get
should.
what?
My neighbor, I don't know who owned this property, but they let the grass go high.
But see, some
And
of them, the lady showed a picture of hers. Hers
mm,
wasn't no higher than anybody else's grass.
mm,
Like, it wasn't no high, 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 where, oh my God, it's an eyesore. It was,
hmm.
she got a
So
$250 ticket.
that's crazy. So one of the problems is, they got a. Oh, somebody told the story. Well, they have a that department is outsourced. That department is outsourced. It's not ran by Harvey
Okay, let
office.
me explain something to you. It could be outsourced. Let me explain something
Oh,
to you about
let me say this. Let me
outsourced.
say no. Hold on. Let me say this then. So before you go further, then it is outsourced, and Harvey gets a percentage, but the percentage is not as great as you think it is. Majority of that money
I,
go to that
that's what I'm getting
company.
ready to say. That's what I'm getting ready to say. But just like this movie thing, okay, now he bringing in this and he's talking about the movie. What documentation show you how much
Hmm.
Harvey going to get from this movie production?
Oh,
Ding, ding, ding. Another question. How much is Harvey going to get from the revenue of this, and how is it going to be allocated out? But you remember, y'all haven't had you haven't seen what's going on in y'all as far as money in 6 years. So how you going to know what
Mhm.
goes on with this money?
Mm-mm.
And for and look, and for 3 years he was getting six figures from Calumet and Harvey
Mm.
for three
Question.
years.
But that's his check from he was a lawyer attorney over there. Question: what happened at Thornton Township meeting tonight?
I don't
Oh,
know. They're
she's
supposed to
doing
be
budget
talking about the
review.
budget. Yeah, the budget review because a lot of people have a lot of questions in regards to the budget.
Oh,
The
the meeting's
budget ain't
tomorrow. Okay.
look. The math ain't mapping. Okay, let's say it
It
like
ain't
this: the math ain't mapping.
it ain't mathing. His salary ain't mathing either.
That part.
Mm-mm.
But hey, um, when they was trying to get Tiffany out, they changed that so the person that come in behind him, the salary wouldn't drop down. So they messed their own self up with that. I mean, you got to look back when Tiffany was saying if somebody run against her, the salary was going to drop back down to the actual salary.
Salary. No, that was gonna drop down to 25,000.
Right. So they said no. So they
Right.
voted against it. So now Napoleon coming in, he's getting what she got because of what they did. They never changed it back.
But hold on, they
Yeah, they
did. They
want.
did. They reversed it. Listen, when Tiffany passed that ordinance, when Carmen Carlisle was on her side, and
Mm-hmm.
she had the whole
Taking
board
care
on
of.
her side, and they was voting for everything for her. Tiffany changed that ordinance. The trustees, when Carmen Carlisle changed on Tiffany, they reversed that.
But
They
they
reversed
reversed
that.
it back. But they reversed it back because
Right.
when
So it was supposed to go back to the regular salary.
right, but they reversed it back because they were saying it wasn't fair for somebody. She made it all this length of time, and then they come in and you drop it down to what you normally got, and you didn't get it now. So you should be getting it now. But because of her coming in at the end of his tenure, they couldn't do that. So
Right.
they left it to stay because that wouldn't be fair to the person coming in after her. So they messed themselves up a little bit behind that. That's why he's getting this salary, and everybody forgot about that. If you go back and look at the minutes,
So according to Thornton Township salary ordinance, he actually supposed to be a first time supervisor making a first time full time. If he's full time, 57,000. If he's part time, less than that. But
right,
he's not making that at all.
right. So see, they haven't changed the ordinance. So because they didn't change the ordinance and abide by that law, he's getting what she got. So they got to figure out how to reverse that now.
It's gonna be hard because they're gonna need because he majority got all of them on his side right now.
That's right. Look, that's right.
Listen, I didn't vote for neither one of them. Only one I voted for was Miss Mary, and I'm gonna keep on saying it and put it on the record, please. I'm gonna say only reason why I voted for her is because Lady D.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was rooting because I thought he would come in and do the right thing because I seen his record as a
Mm-hmm.
senator doing, bringing up different communities and building them up. And at the time with them going through what they were going through and the financial bind that Dalton and Thornton was going, Thornton had got that bad, but they was going down that rabbit hole. So I thought with him coming in, he could help them with the financial and the grants and all the necessary so they can get back on their feet. And
Mm-hmm.
that's my look into that as far as that. But
I thought different.
that's what I was looking at because that would be the right thing to do.
You right
Because
about that.
I
And
do,
in your
because
view,
I looked at his record, because I pulled up his record and looked at all the bills he passed and stuff like that. And he passed quite a few bills to help up a lot of communities. So that's what made me go that route. I just don't go by and say, oh, this person this. But as a senator, I want to see how he was as a senator. What have he done for any communities? What bills had he passed? What bills did he, suggest and help pass? So I went in his record and saw the different bills in the different communities and the different things he had done to build them communities up. So that's what made me think that he was going to do the same for Dalton and Thornton Township to get them where they can be back in a good standards financially in both areas. But I
I
didn't know
thought
all of
the
this was going to come along. You get what I'm saying? I didn't think
Mhm.
all of
I,
this was going to come along. And then and like most politicians, you know, they give you a good game, but then when they get in position, things go left.
Yeah.
And and I was a little skeptical. Don't get me wrong, Nate was the best candidate to me, but I was afraid that he was going to get bullied because you see how the community come at him, come at Napoleon. So you imagine they coming at Nate being young. And he getting frustrated when they were questioning him when he was running. Remember how he got mad and started cussing them out and fussing online and acting a fool? See, that's not what you do as a leader, a leadership.
Right.
And that kind of turned me off from him being able to do that. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm. I get
So
what you're
that
saying.
so there was only the two to choose from. Now the other guy, he come in, Richardson or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He came in. Nobody knew nothing about him. We don't know nothing
Nothing.
about him. We haven't even seen you in the picture at all. All of a sudden, you popping in, you lipping. But why have you? What do anybody know about you? So that's why he got such a low count because nobody know nothing about you.
That part. But my thing is that a lot of people ain't understand that Napo is for to clock another bag next year because he finna get a $7,000 pay raise from the state of Illinois thanks for Illinois legislatures passing a bill that required all of them to get a pay raise of $7,000 a year.
Well, see, you got to look at. I don't know. Well, our mayor, man, if you see her record and
Is that
that
the what's her name again? I don't know. What's her name?
what is my mayor's name? Oh Lord.
Don't feel I ain't want no minus either for a minute. I had to cause I knew his name, but I just be forgetting that it's like the grab or something that I be forgetting his last name. So I be having to be like, oh, it's something with a D.
Belcher, Miriam Bowser,
Bowser. Okay.
and honey, she was doing some of the stuff that Tiffany was doing on travels. We had to catch her. And say,
Also, y'all stopped that.
we stopped that. Oh no, ma'am, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. You're not gonna go out here and spend our tax dollars, and we need things done in our city, and then you're gonna go out here and spurge off our tax dollars and the money that we get from the government. No, ma'am. We shut that down. Oh no, us different wards. We came in there and started protesting and started raising some sand, just like they had got money from COVID for food stamps. You're going. They had another. I think it was another lump sum of government money that they supposed to bring in because we were still suffering from leftover from COVID, right?
Hmm.
And they finally released the money to us. She was going to put that money for the food stamps into the Northwest, into those wards to, put up housing and stuff and set it for um, trying to fool us and think that she was getting no buildings fixed to put up there, people that, struggling. And kind of find out, you won't, you fixing up those apartments for the people that live in the area, you know. So we was like, oh no. So we started fussing with our commissioners and they voted that no, you can't use that money that the government gave you for food stamps to help the people to get back on their feet, for you to help them up to better their community. No, ma'am.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So let me say, mayors are doing some crooked, shady stuff everywhere.
Hmm.
But if I hadn't been watching Tiffany, I wouldn't have known none of that. So I started checking into my own mayor, and that's when I started finding out the shady stuff that she was doing. And when we did the monument for Martin Luther King, what was this singer? He's a gospel singer. Oh, I can't think of his name now. He was going to be the highlight of the you know the event. And at the time, he was gay, and he transformed over that he was no longer gay. The gay right peoples here in D.C. and the metropolitan area said they was going to march on the city if she did not take him down. What is his name? Donald McKirkland. He was going to be
Donnie McCullough.
Donnie, and they were going to have him as the highlight. And they fought against it to a point that she took him down and told him he could not perform. Because
Oh
of her
wow.
doing that, Because of her doing that, they couldn't find nothing but a local entertainer. And a lot of people kind of really didn't like our mayor anymore at all. And that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth too. Because, you know, that was foul. But then later on I found out that she was gay herself. So she's going to, you know, go closer to them after she's saying what they said to keep her position where they won't come and rally and do everything against her.
Oh, okay. So I see why on the queue is talking about the budget. If you, I dropped the link in the chat. I don't know if it's this clickable or not. If you want to look at the budget for the Thornton Township, go to the Lansing Journal. Um, if you look at it, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
it's clickable.
crazy.
Yeah,
They
it's
went from
clickable.
$261 for apparel wear to $1,000. Um, it's 12 pages long. They went up. I mean, in this economy, um, events, they dropped the events. Or they dropped the photography and printing down. Newsletter from $585 to 100,000. Whoa. Let's see. They didn't do too much with the media. Consultant, they went down on the consultant. Outreach, they even dropped the outreach program. They and they look, they didn't have an education and seminar, but they got money now for it. This is crazy. Now I see what she talking about. I have to do a whole separate video on this one. Look at this contractual service. They had none. I don't know because they didn't have the numbers, or they just didn't, or this is actual numbers versus budget numbers. Um, Home modification 11,000. So they went up on home modification, but it's like they cut some and they moved the money around. Let me show you his. And I think they moved Thornton Township. The mayor compensation went from 100,000 to zero last year. Who is that plan for? Oh, somebody's getting 100,000 in Thornton Township loan payment. I saw that the loan payment was 3.417 million or 950,000. Why did the loan payment go up? And why is it up though? That's a lot. That's a big jump. Somebody didn't have their glasses on. Why the sharp increase on the community relations? Yeah, it was 16,000. It went up to 200,000. Man, and Human Relation Commission. I don't even know what that is. Was 51 last year. $51. Listen, we talked about Tiffany so bad. Listen, they're talking about flying under the radar. This
But
man
you
coming
also got,
in.
but you got to also look at too. And now this just me. From what I got,
Oh,
with me, me working for, I work for a company, and when we got rid of one president, we got another one in. By the time we finished, m- at that time I was a secretary and a treasurer. By the time we got through, we was new now. We coming in after the previous secretary treasurer. By the time we came in, it took us, I know, almost a year to get the numbers right. Because we
well, they
found
got
out
the
there was
same
more
person
money
in
in there
there.
than there was more money in there than we thought it was. There was more money being spent than we thought it was. So we don't know how much they had. I know one time, I know I was told that um they stayed up one night until almost 11 o'clock of
Damn.
Dalton trustees and Thornton Township trustees sitting down doing the budget together to try to figure out what money has she spent, what money has she not spent, what money has been allocated out, what money hadn't been allocated out, what money was
Hey,
due. What
share.
I'm like, good gracious.
Hmm.
And see, we don't know. And Dalton, they still spending money. Dalton's still spending money because you got to look at all those lawsuits that she did.
Mm-hmm.
Think
Who is
about
it?
all them
Oh,
lawsuits.
Carol. Mm. thought that. Oh, so it is tomorrow. I thought it got
Mm-hmm.
rescheduled for August for the voting.
Mm-mm.
Proposed Thornton Township tentative budget. Oh my God.
And look at the
Oh.
financial director. That was Robert Hunt. Remember, Robert Hunt was the
Mm-hmm.
same financial director for Dalton. And then remember the CPA person company said they wasn't taking no more. What are you saying? Because the numbers won't map it. So they couldn't say
Oh.
they wasn't gonna prove what he sent in. And that's the same thing they said that happened with the township. They wasn't gonna prove the money that he said was in the
Oh.
budget. And remember that meeting? I don't know if you were there, D Love. Were you there when that lady was standing up there talking about
Okay. Talking about the what?
the budget for the Thornton Township?
I probably wasn't there.
Okay, they this lady was there from the CPA, and Robert wasn't even there, and they she
Oh,
kind
I
of
remember
went out
that.
and they threw out a whole bunch of numbers, and they couldn't understand where these numbers were because that's
Yeah.
what she said. That's what they gave her. So you got to think about all these numbers was out there. We don't know all they went into. They would have to really sit down and be transparent. That's what we did when we came in office. We was transparent with the people in the community that we was doing it for.
I'm not
Um,
gonna be transparent.
and we told them that, look, this is what we had. This is what we was dealing with. We saw that there was a lot of discrepancy. So give us time. We're gonna give you little by little what we have achieved so far. But that's not the final count. So give us time because these books are terrible. And right now we got to
Mhm.
figure out where all the money going, what money is coming, what bills are due that we don't even know about yet from this previous administration. Once that previous administration left, y'all have seen all the damn bills we had to deal with. Every time we think we got a budget, another bill came in. Every time we had a budget, another bill came in.
Oh wow.
And just as soon as
Okay.
we got money, the money going out the door.
So on tomorrow, it's just a public hearing on the budget, but they're going to schedule to vote on it on August 19th. And Carol, I definitely agree with you. The township really needs to be dismantled.
Abolish,
Okay.
abolish that thing.
Yeah. And let the individual towns, take care of their own people.
Yes, they need to
Really.
abolish the whole township.
I
Get rid
agree.
of it.
Who's going to put it on the ballot though?
I'm pretty sure we. Yeah, that's right.
Somebody has to
That
be bold
part.
enough to do that.
And look,
Definitely.
you see, you ain't got enough vote enough people beside poor Kobe to stand up for Harvey. So how many you think gonna stand up for the township? Except poor
Well,
Paul.
Coffee, we can hear your water. Um, I
Besides
think
Paul.
it's different. So when you think of the township, because of the 17 towns, the 17 towns are so diverse. You'll be amazed. It's just Harvey is the slow child. But these other suburbs, you'll be surprised. They just probably don't want to be involved. Uh, listen, because Coffee's community, you would think they all to be involved. In Homewood, you would think they all to be involved.
Hmm.
It's just people just
But if
if it didn't
if
affect them.
Kofi's community and the other one, look, all those look upstanding in good
Mhm.
standing communities come out there and put their foot on their neck, that's all the things would change. But because there's nobody, they're not doing that and standing up to them. They was like, we worrying about our own city. They do what they do. Most of our people don't use them anyway. They come in, use
Exactly.
our stuff. So we ain't worrying about that. Those that
Oh,
don't, okay, I'm sorry, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I don't know. Do y'all have a pantry there in Harvey?
yeah. We got it. Yes, the churches have pantries. Um, I don't think the city of Harvey has a pantry.
And
I
see,
don't know,
that's what I'm saying.
but there's
We
a
have
lot
so
of
many pantries
churches.
around here. You
Hmm.
can look. I can walk out my door and go 3 blocks down. There's a pantry.
Yes, yes, yeah. A lot of churches around here have give away food. Um, yeah, there's a lot of resources within. Even Harvey has their own um They own what's that called? Senior. I didn't know. Well, mom had to tell me they have a senior bus that come pick them up.
Right,
So
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Oh, oh, this is 2022, 2023, and 2024. Oh, Thornton Township reverses. Thornton Township just got a message from the Harvey world. Thornton Township reverses ethics and reform ordinance. Oh, they reverses the personal promotional ordinance. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Are you
Mm-hmm.
surprised?
I'm not surprised that none of these elected officials are doing to us no more. I am
Mm-hmm.
surprised they can burn this
Ooh,
and get away with it. So who can? It's just you just got to live and pray
Basically,
and pray
basically.
because these elected officials is for the money and power. It's about money and power, not the people.
no,
That part.
Empire.
And look at the United States. It's all about money and power.
Mm-hmm.
What
I need
what
to.
I said I told everybody, think back. What president in the United States ever was a felon?
We never had a felon.
Right. Now if felons couldn't even get a job hardly.
And
Right? And now he gets the biggest job there is.
Yes.
The biggest job there is.
Right. And it when you hear it or when you say it, it's like just disgusting to know that we have a president that's a felon of the United States of America.
Right. And here we are for all these years, people frowned at anybody that was a felon. And here we got a felon as a president. And everybody's like, okay.
That's getting away with so much stuff right now that is
Right.
ridiculous.
And I said, y'all know Project 25 was out ever since Nixon, right? They said, no, it won't. I said, go back and look at your history. Project 25, it wasn't Project 25 then, 2025 then. It was another name project back when Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
And Nixon wouldn't approve it. That's why they went through Watergate on him.
Oh, that's where the Watergate scandal come from, huh?
Uh-huh.
Mm.
But see, nobody knew that. Everybody thought, oh, he was doing crooked stuff. No. He saw that proposal and was not going to let it go through because it's going to hurt a lot of people. So they were threatening him with Watergate. If he did not do it, they were going to do that. And he told them, go ahead and do it. And that's when he resigned. He said, y'all, I'm not doing it. So if you notice, not one president did it. And they wouldn't bring that Project 2025 up with his first administration. Why? Because it was too many people fighting against him. Now he got the perfect administration that lets him do what he want to do, and Project 2025 is now going forth. Right now, the United States is at the most vulnerable state there is with all the different countries.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's saying, oh no, y'all worrying about us sending money over there. You better worry about them sending bombs over here.
That's not.
Y'all
funny,
worrying
but
about the wrong
right.
thing. How you think 9/11 happened? Because we weren't paying attention.
Weren't paying attention. Mm-hmm.
And y'all still not paying attention. These countries already threatening the United States. Y'all think they joking? Look at 9/11. They had threatened before they struck. And the United States thought they was a joke.
Where did we lose our humane when they just passed this bill boosting military budget but slashing funding for children's food and just other things that can just harmless to everyday citizens of the United States. I just don't understand this.
I'm gonna tell you like this: the military budget, they up in the military budget. You know why? Because the military, he's the sergeant, he's the commander in chief, so he can use the military for whatever reason he wants to use them. And the person that's over the Department of Defense is helping him to do that. So they got to keep the funding to keep the weapons and all the stuff that they need to do what he needs them to do. They can't call the military just like they did with Los Angeles. They called it, and the thing is the thing is he didn't understand. All the military people that was in Los Angeles, 90% of them was sitting in a building playing cards.
Crazy.
You know why? Because they cannot go and fight against the citizens on ground of the United States.
That's why I was saying it was pointless. Why would you bring these people in here like that? And it was just pointless.
And that was the thing is, just like he did a parade with the tanks. Do you know how much it cost for them to transport them tanks?
To that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was money wasted. And then you
Yep.
sit back saying the workers were wasting money. You wasting money, but the military cannot be used to weaponize the people of the United States.
Excuse me. If anybody wants to talk about or hear about the budget for Thornton Township, all in the queue is talking about it right now. So go and check out her channel. She's talking about the Thornton Township budget.
They're gonna talk about it tomorrow.
Well, I'm just saying if you want to be informed before that
That's the
date
thing.
comes,
Yeah. If you
I'm,
want
I'm
to,
happy to take the
like
people
you
over
said,
there.
go all in the queue. But I'm just saying, that the money has been really wasted. Look at look at the airplane. Do you know how much that airplane gonna cost for them to strip it down
Uh,
to see if there any bugs or anything on that airplane they gifted him?
They
um,
gonna do a lot of
That's
stuff.
gonna be in the millions to do that. It's gonna be in the millions.
Right,
That's
because they
money
got to be
that's not
military
coming to
equipped,
us for
don't it?
funding for anything like Social Security, Medicaid, food stamps, food for the children. All that money is going towards getting his plane looked at.
Right, because it's supposed to be like military protector, right?
Right. Do you do you know all the stuff that's on the Air Force One? Y'all have no clue.
You right. We don't know. I don't. We don't. I don't know what's going on FOS one.
Man, Air Force One is the most protected plane there is. You got to have the most serious rocket to take that sucker down. And the thing is, he's bringing over a plane for him to fly around in that don't have no protection on it. Dummy. Even if you even if you don't make it another term, you still the ex-president of the United States, dummy.
I don't know now. What president with his mouth so filthy? He just it's like he tried to divide us. Like the comment that he made the other day. Like I don't really agree with Democrats and Republicans, but at the same time, you're still supposed to respect all citizens,
Right,
regardless of.
all system. And then what got me is everybody bothered me the most of all, Coffee, is you sat back and everybody didn't pay that no attention. He kept saying, "Oh, let's get rid of all the Hispanics. Let's lock them up. You can't tell me every last Hispanic in this United States are criminals.
Right, because
Every
they.
United, every Hispanic is a criminal."
I'm about to tell you something. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave this alone.
yeah, because I'm about to sign off.
This
Excuse me.
the Hispanics was they was going to overpopulate by 2035, but so I think that's what they were probably trying to stop. And that's all I'm
Right.
saying.
But you went about it the wrong way. You went about it the wrong way. Reject their visas or reject them that's not here legally and just send them back, but send them back the right way. And the problem that he's upset is I did my research. Obama and what's his name? Biden. They had said more, but they weren't boasting about it. They weren't trying to do it so rapidly. They sent more people back overseas. I mean back in their country than they think.
Hmm.
But the problem is he wants to be that I did it better than them. So that's
Yeah.
why he's rushing, and he's taking up people that's legal. They have
Mm.
done the steps they supposed to. You sending them back in the areas. Okay, if I'm from Venezuela, do you know each country have their own way of speaking Spanish?
Right.
Oh,
So
wow.
if I'm Venezuelan, I'm gonna have my language. You send me to Mexico, they speaking different from me. I'm not gonna know how to talk to them.
Well, I have to go. I don't mean to cut this off. Been on almost 3 hours, so I need to sign off. First of all, thank you, Foxy to Roxy, for coming up today. I appreciate it. Coffee, as always.
Mhm.
And
Thank
I'll
you.
be
It's
listening, like I'll be in the bushes, I'll be listening to you too. And I'll be
yeah.
smiling. And y'all have very good look, y'all have very good dialogue and I enjoy it. So
I
I just letting you
appreciate it.
know. So I just
Thank
pop in
you.
sometimes because I don't have the time to stay on with y'all long. So, but I do
Yeah.
watch you and y'all have very good dialogue and y'all keep it up. I like that.
I,
That
And
part.
I
thank you for letting me
appreciate it.
come up. I appreciate you, Queen and King. Y'all are
Thank
Uh,
in
you.
my heart as always.
Yes.
yes, always. If you haven't, please check out Foxy to Roxy channel.
Correct.
Was it Angels?
Foxy
What
Angel
Angel?
Zone.
Foxy Angel Zone.
Yeah, they're
Yes, I
my
was telling
Foxy
some.
Angels.
Oh, I like that's cute. Coffee. I am working on that, and two, definitely will have to come by and see your yard and see how beautiful it is before it gets cold outside.
Correct.
When you do it,
Um,
D-Love, when you do it, film it. Because I want to see if it's that beautiful. Because I hear them
well,
talk about it all the time. So I love beautiful yards.
yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna have to see if Coffee let me do it. You know, he real private, so we
Yeah.
gotta be careful.
Yeah. I said you can go drive by.
He said drive by, so that means I ain't driving. I won't put your address out there. But yeah, okay.
But I,
Well, I
I just
will.
want to see the flower arrangements and stuff because it gives you an
Yeah.
idea. But
Mm.
I don't want
Hmm.
I don't want you doxing him. But I would love to
Yeah,
see his
right.
flower arrangement. I love seeing I love seeing flower arrangements and shrubbery and doing so well and so beautiful. I love that. I used to go and sit down and just look at people's yards and get ideas and think about how pretty it is and how much they put into it. So I would love to just see how his yard look. I don't want you to show his house if he don't want or his
Yeah.
address, but I would love to see the flower arrangements and stuff like that if he don't
Oh,
mind.
No, I
yeah.
would
If he
love
let
to
us
show you
do
all.
it, we gonna make it happen, Captain.
Definitely.
And with that said, because I got a fire I got to put out, and so
All
yeah,
right,
field
okay,
trip to Coffee's house.
go put that
Yay.
fire out, girl.
Yes, I'm what. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, my members, subscribers, those in the bushes, everyone for staying in and listening to this good conversation, grown and sexy and healthy conversation about change and how we can do better
Yes.
in this lifetime and in our own communities. Well,
Right.
on that note, I have to go. I'll holler at y'all later, y'all.
All right,
And
Queen.
my
Y'all have a
granddaughter
good
say,
night. You
deuces.
Yes,
all.
this is. All right, everyone. Have a good evening. I gotta go. Life is happening, but I might be able to. I may have to skip my class tomorrow just to go to this Thornton Township meeting, and we will talk about it. Well, I'm signing off for now, but not forever. I appreciate each and every one of you all, and yes, and thank you, Coffee and Foxy to Roxy, the um Foxy's Angels. Yes. If anyone else on the queue, I see she's live. And you all have a fabulous evening. And until we meet again, I'll holler at y'all later, Gator.